Radio fans, and welcome back to another episode of Davey Mac's Tales from the Satellite. I'm your host, Bobby Tamburo, but joining me is the reason why we're all here, the star of the program, the man from the title of the show. It's Eastside Dave McDonald.
Well, thank you, Robert. Thank you so much, and thank you to all of the audience members out there for Davey Mac's Tales from the Satellite. This show is killing it. Of course, it debuts on Patreon, patreon.com/EastsideDave. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because we put older episodes up on YouTube. And I had someone say, hell, Davey Mac, it's December. Why are you putting up a Halloween episode of Tales from the Satellite? I go, Dogsy. We put the episodes at least a month in advance over on Patreon. More. Patreon.com/EastsideDave. All of the episodes premiere on Patreon first, over a month in advance. Plus, there's bonus content. There's extra stuff. There are early releases and all kinds of fun things over there. Just two tiers. The $2.50 tier, that gets you right in the door. Okay, I don't say cheap. I say most affordable.
Absolutely. Okay, that's bang for your buck possible.
That's right. That's the most affordable option. $5 option gets you the access to Davey Mac's Tales from the Q&A, which is a specialty show, a spin-off of Davey Mac's Tales from the Satellite, where I answer your questions, address your comments, have a little fun. That's it. Boom. You want the Tales from the Satellite early, on time? Really, these episodes are all designed for Patreon. Okay, the Halloween specials come out at Halloween time on Patreon. The Thanksgiving stuff, Thanksgiving on Patreon, so on and so forth. Everything it comes out on the proper time on Patreon. So if you want that, well, go to Patreon. Now, if you're watching this right now on Patreon, I apologize. You're already supporting the Dave Man. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a person of class, a person of taste, and a person of some generosity. Davey Mac needs the support, and you're delivering it for him. So I thank you very much. And we're going to rock and roll today. We have a wonderful episode, a pretty nutty episode that, in my opinion, is actually going to lead to some controversy that we were not expecting with such a kind of a fun, kind of a weird little episode that we have planned for you. There will be some behind the scenes. There will be some confessions, some revelations being made by the Dave Man.
And I think there might even be some controversy you're not prepared for, which will make my day even more fun. But before
I'm telling you, there's going to be real controversy to this episode, which seems like a harmless, fun little episode about this one time that my hair was totally butchered.
Ooh.
And I went into Ron and Fez.
Well, speaking of butchered hair, it is our first episode post-Thanksgiving. And like you said, we are incredibly thankful for the Tales from the Satellite audience, the Davey Mac Sports Program audience. But one other audience I think we should show some gratitude towards is the Modern Day Man audience.
Absolutely. Modern Day Man.
Grown big and
Yeah, Modern Day Man with Aaron Berg and Eastside Dave McDonald. It's destroying the planet Earth. That's how phenomenally dominant the show is. We don't want to destroy the world. It's just that when your show is so goddamn dominant, it has a tendency to destroy everything in its path. And that's all we're saying. We're hearkening back to old school Ron and Fez, O&A. There might be a little bit of Whose Line Is It Anyway? There might be some Robin Williams. There might be a little Stern or Imus. But there's other stuff. There's the Eastside Dave Show. There's DMSP. There's Aaron Berg, the nationally renowned comedian. There's Bobby Tamburo's Bizarre Mind. It is a real surreal. It's a surreal combination of a lot of the things that you love. It's the best new show on the planet. It's getting legitimate buzz, and there are legitimate, let's just call them radio insiders who have their eyes on the show. Now is a huge time for us. Share the show. Go on the Reddits. Go on the message boards, go on the Twitters and the Facebooks and say, this is the greatest new show on the planet. This is Modern Day Man. The YouTube is at Modern Day Man Show, and you can listen to the audio only versions on iTunes and Spotify. But we strongly encourage you to go to YouTube and check out, because there's a lot of visuals and visual effects and whatnot. So we encourage that. But we got to tell you, make sure you're spreading the news about this show to every single person that you know. Seriously, because we have an opportunity, perhaps, but I'm saying it's a legitimate opportunity to join radio station, digital platform. The eyes are on us right now, and there are people interested. So we want to push the ball from the 1 yard line, which is where we currently are, into the end zone. And good word of mouth and good buzz from the audience always helps that. So just consider that, ladies and gentlemen. And that's all I'll say.
Well, what I will say is the same thing I say to my girlfriend. Don't look now, but I think it's growing. Because all across the board, we're seeing our numbers go up. So thank you guys for tuning in. And without further ado.
Wait a second. Don't just go past that comment. You say that to her?
No, I was just making a corny joke for radio.
Why wouldn't you stick to it? It would be so much better if you said, yes, I did, Dave.
To be honest, I've been trying to go with the joke better, and that was my way of trying to go with the joke, which I guess shut it down. I'm sorry.
No, no. Remember, no is always no is always the response that indeed kills the conversation.
You're right, Dave. The phrase no is what kills the conversation. Tell me more.
Okay, so do you really say that joke to your girl, Fred?
Yes, I do. Sometimes, there's a lot of pressure this time of year. It's the holidays. It's cold out. I'm eating more than usual. That kind of stuff. And all of that can lead to a little bit of what the kids call ED.
Okay. Now this was me just joking with you.
Oh, I thought you wanted to play ball.
No. I was just having fun. I was just, as the kids say, busting your balls, my friend. I wasn't there. And then all of a sudden, I told the audience of Davey Max Tales from the Satellite, we're going to get some confessions. I didn't expect it. Within the first 3 minutes, Robert was going to tell you all of his problems and that he's a soft-dicked nut job.
You know what? It's not easy. Sometimes you just got to get that off your chest, being as you put it, soft dick nut job.
You're the one talking about erectile dysfunction.
Well, I was actually trying to segue into the holiday seasons.
Oh, good. Yes.
This episode really has everything that kind of puts me in the spirit for the holidays as we go into that time of year. We just had Thanksgiving. The first thing that really puts me in the mood is drunken antics that lead to regrettable mistakes.
Oh yeah,
like that's getting so drunk you pass out. There is the potential of a rendezvous, a menage a trois and the feeling of chasing a romance with all the rom-coms and Hallmark movies always kind of puts you in the Christmas spirit. And then there's the reunion of the crazy uncles that are there, which again puts me kind of, the crazy family members you only see every so often, and really comes together into a blend of a perfect Christmas holiday, whatever you celebrate, putting you in the mood for this time of year. Also, it snowed here, so that helps.
Yes. Am I supposed to comment? That was a long statement. Is there a question?
Do you agree? Now, actually, there is. What we are talking about is what some people refer to
Let me just stop it right now. I'm going to help you out. Today's episode, Dave's hair gets fucked with. It's the infamous Dave goes into Ron and Fez. Well, on the first day, I actually went in with the Yankee cap, like pulled right over, like almost over my eyebrows, so low that no one would see the hair whatsoever. And I got away with it for day one. It was the only time I wore a Yankee cap on the show. And then when I did it the second time, Ron's like, why are you wearing that hat all the time? What are you, Earl? Because Earl would always wear, the Yankee hat. And then all of a sudden I go, okay, I take the hat off. And he goes, what the hell? And indeed, my hair had been weed whacked. It looked like, someone had taken a lawnmower and gone over it with a dull blade. It was not a good look. It was actually scary. It was horrifying. And then we got into the mystery of who did it. Why did they do it? What happened? What are the details of this haircut incident, this haircut prank gone wrong that has turned into a legitimate scandal? And so that's what we're going to be discussing today.
Indeed it is. Now, some people refer to this incident as Dave's drunken haircut or Dave's haircut prank. But for me, to be quite honest, the more appropriate name, the more appropriate alternative term is the botched threesome. And the reason why is there are three players in this incident. It is you, the star of this program, who went on to do great things, your wife at the time, and a third member, a Ron and Fez family member, a beloved fan that turned, part of the show, Happy Typing Girl.
Right.
All having a sleepover.
Well, yeah, we're going to have drinks. There was going to be lots and lots of booze. And then drinks. I believe Guitar Hero.
Okay.
Was on the schedule.
You did say you were playing the Wii. Now, I'm a comedian. If I'm trying to impress a lady, being on stage, that's my A game. Obviously, these ladies are impressed by you on the radio every day, but let's be honest, your sweet spot's going to be Guitar Hero on the Wii.
Yeah, I mean, we were playing Guitar Hero, but I am not going to phrase it as the botched threesome. That was not my goal. I'm a very innocent boy.
Well, we do hear in the audio.
I thought it was just a mere this might actually turn into a party, not threesome, but in fact, hey, maybe let's call a couple more people and more people. Then we go out to the bar. See, that was not in my mind in any way, shape, or form. My thinking was I want to get really wasted. And because I know that HTG, her coming over, oh, this is fun and everything like that. This was just a good excuse for the Dave man to party. But as far as a menage a trois, as the French put it, that really was not on my brain. I didn't even think that was even an option. It really was. It was not a factor for me, Robert.
Well, I will say the excuse that you wanted to get that you wanted to have a reason to get fucked up in the middle of the week does seem to come into play, because at that point, several people call you out and say, "Hey, aren't you the guy who says he only drinks on the weekends?" But
yes, that's why I wanted this excuse to drink during the week. Yes, that was I was only drinking Fridays and Saturdays. But anytime I could get like a nice Tuesday or Wednesday due to a Ron and Fez, bit, Why not? Right? Anytime, every once in a while, Ron would be like, "Hey, Fez, take the guys out to the bar." Hey, Fez, take. I remember when I broke up with my girlfriend Westside, and Ron said, "Hey, Fez, take Dave and Pitsy out for martinis." It was great. It's like anytime, you have like these little fun little nights out, or of course, the Ron and Fez, going to Carrabba's. Hey, that was a Tuesday or a Wednesday or something, as far as I recall. And it's like, you're not. Yes, you're going to live it up. So yes, I had been very, very disciplined, but now this was one of those get out of jail free cards. You understand?
Absolutely. I could think of a couple occasions where Ron makes it a rum day or a Tito's day, and you can hear genuine excitement in your voice. But I do have to put you on the spot, and I do have to question that the threesome wasn't on your mind, because in the audio, we hear Ron say that you were talking the day before the sleepover with him, that you thought a menage a trois might happen, that your girl and HTG were friendly. You thought something might actually go down, and we're actually soliciting advice from him on how to pull it off.
Yes.
So the statement that the threesome was never on your mind either Ron's playing it up for the air, which I don't think he's going to do to try to put you in a good spot when he's already got you in the barrel of a gun. Right, you've revealed that you had your hair cut while you were drunk, or that
the conversation that Ron Bennington purported to have had with me, as far as I recall, never occurred. Sorry, you got worked, bud. If Ron could add a little layer and nuance and fun to something, he's going to do that, and it's going to make the story much more entertaining and fun. And I'm not going to correct him, because I am Davey Sacrifice. I put myself below the needs of the audience, the needs of the hosts, the needs of the show.
Amen.
All of you people come first, and that is a fact. All you have to do is follow any part of my career, any part of it, to know that he puts the audience first, the show first. But as far as that actual story happening, many, many years have gone by. So I think it's fun and a happy, fun little conversation to say that didn't happen.
That's heartbreaking.
If that happened, had I gone to Ron and say, I think I can have a threesome tonight, I think I would have gotten divorced. No, I mean, not that Ron would ever rat anyone out or dime me out for sure. But I just feel like some dumb intern would overhear us, a producer, maybe an Earl Douglas or a Chris Stanley or a Pitsy. Somebody's going to be snooping around, peering behind the corner, listening in. And then all of a sudden they're going to be texting Casey, "You have no idea what Dave is saying he wants to do tonight. Oh my God, your husband is disgusting." I would have feared that. I would have feared that other sources would have been surveilling Ron and I with this conversation. And so I would never, ever, ever bring something out like that.
Okay.
I couldn't.
I just, people say I don't press you on the details enough, and that was just, directly contradicted.
That's a good detail.
Your testimony.
That's a good detail, but I'm letting you know. And listen, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying, as far as I recall, I can't remember that conversation taking place. In my opinion, 99% of me says it didn't happen, that this was, that's Ron having fun.
No, and I agree with you, especially with the thing where you saying the reason you were so excited is you wanted to drink. We do hear in the episode that was part of the motivation. And who knows, it could have been something as simple as Ron going, "Oh, you got HTG sleeping over tonight. You going to pull a threesome?" And you're going, "Yeah, how would I even," you know what I mean? That he plays for the air, because it does make it funnier.
That's a very distinct possibility, because that would be something he could do. Would just be like, "All right, what are you gonna do? A threesome?" And then it's 15 seconds, and I go, no, I'm just gonna get hammered, and then that's it. And then the next day he could say, "Hey, I talked to Dave about it, and he's telling the truth." So 100%. That is a very distinct possibility. I would never, Ronnie B is not, he's a very truthful and honest person, but he's also one of the greatest entertainers and showmen and radio personalities of all time. So if you can add a little fun, add a layer, add some details, and just add some, character to the story he's going to. I don't see anything wrong with that.
No, absolutely. And if you think about the two stories, whether it's the guy goes home, has two hot chicks there, and gets so drunk they shave his head, versus the guy who's trying to have a threesome, gets drunk, and the girl shave his head. Which one's funnier? It's the second. By a long stretch.
I mean, in some ways, but in some ways, my story is kind of humorous in that I especially at the time, I should say, enjoyed drinking so much that it really, I was happy that I could party on a Wednesday and play Guitar Hero. Think about how pathetic that, think about the mental status of another human being where you're saying, oh yeah, every other guy would be thinking, oh, I can have a threesome. And I'm thinking, oh, I can't wait to get hammered and play Guitar Hero.
What's even sadder is
that's sad.
That's still your ideal Wednesday. If I went, Dave, you have a Wednesday with a Thursday free. You can do anything you want tonight. You're getting hammered. There might be a sports game and maybe replace it with Mario Kart, but that's still your ideal
Wednesdays Wednesday. Are usually good for me. No football, no college football, maybe a Knicks game is what I'd be ignoring, but that's okay. Every once in a while, sure. I still like to strap it up. Oh, you've never seen me play Megadeth, brother.
Now, before we let the audience listen to some of the audio so they know what's going on, I would like to hear do you remember what the original game plan for the evening was? Because we hear a lot about you getting margaritas and then we hear you going back to play Wii. But it sounds like two margaritas is what took out the Dave man. And for me, that's kind of like David getting slaying Goliath. Like that's what took out my hero.
2 margaritas, 2 times 10.
Okay. All right. That's kind of what I figured. Maybe just
trying
to be polite.
It's quite possible. You know how you can buy one of those jugs of pre-made margaritas? Okay. It's possible I had 2 jugs. 2 humongous jugs of, store pre-made margarita mix.
Oh, Jesus.
I didn't have just 2 margaritas. I had many, 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 many margaritas. I love margaritas. Jimmy Buffett was right. Sorry, folks. I know all the people who like to think that they're holier than thou. They like to crap on JB, as I call him, the great Jimmy Buffett. They like to think, oh, margaritas. What are you, a parrot head? Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
A, I am a parrot head. B, who doesn't like a margarita? These things are perfect. I don't like making them. There's the blender and there's the ice and the salt, the whole process. But if I'm at a place that serves margaritas, what? And that's their specialty? Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm going to margarita heaven. I'm getting 2 at a time. I'm having 15 to 16 margaritas minimum.
I'm going to get lost looking for my lost shaker of salt.
I love it. So the plan was margaritas, movie. I always like to, I like to show people a movie that they haven't seen. But I have that I deem a classic. I like to get upset at them and be like, what's wrong with you? Why are you such a Neanderthal? How have you not seen Fargo yet? What kind of stupid caveman are you? What kind of rockhead dumb?
Yeah.
What's so funny?
No. Just, I would imagining myself in that position and then somebody having to watch Fargo for the first time and being like, it's 37% just dialogue and her eating food. This is the movie I've heard so much critical acclaim about.
Can you imagine having Robert over your house and Fargo's on TV from the very beginning and we're watching it, smoking the ganja, doing the thing. And he's like, is anything going to happen?
Yeah.
this movie's boring. I'm like, holy shit. The internet generation, you guys are a lost cause. You have scrambled eggs for brains, no attention span, so you cannot appreciate good dialogue or character-driven movies.
Scrambled eggs for brains. Good thing I got to watch her eat brains 19 times through that shitty movie.
She did eat a lot of eggs.
She did. Too many eggs, to be honest. Nobody should be eating that many eggs. She's going to have nasty farts.
Well, nevertheless, with HTG, it was margaritas. I think it was a Coen Brothers movie, but not Fargo. A little scene, the Coen Brothers movie that I deem a top 5 gangster film of all time. Of course, we're talking about Miller's Crossing. If you haven't seen Miller's Crossing, I don't know what's wrong with you. I really don't. It's a gangster film that is unbelievably brilliant, and yet every time I talk to people, 9 out of 10 people, have you seen Miller's Crossing? No. What's that? What's Miller's Crossing? I never even heard of that. What's Miller's Crossing? No, I don't know what Miller's Crossing is, David. Explain it to me. Oh, I don't know Miller's Crossing. Miller's Crossing. Huh? Miller's Crossing? What's that all about? These are the impressions of morons like Robert, who hadn't seen Fargo or Miller's Crossing.
Well, thanks to you, Dave, much like HTG, my movie palette was expanded, and I have seen Fargo.
Did you see Miller's Crossing?
No. And honestly, after how bad Fargo was, I don't know if I could take your movie recommendations that seriously anymore.
You are such a son of a bitch. Miller's Crossing is phenomenal. It is such an all-time masterpiece of cinema. I can't recommend it enough. Anyway, that's what was on the thing. It was margaritas, it was Miller's Crossing, and then it was a little Guitar Hero. But we also had this plane game for the Wii, and we also had Mario Galaxy. So there was going to be 3 games, and maybe a little Wii Tennis too.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Now, did you go out for margaritas, or did you just make them at home?
I think we got like the margarita stuff, the tequila and everything, and brought it home. Yeah. It was it's way more affordable that way. And plus, then you got the Wii and you got the movies and whatnot.
No judgment here. I was just curious. Like, I didn't know if it was like Wednesday was margarita night at a local bar, and that's why HTG came.
No,
the origin of this. Let's get Mexican hammered and play Wii games night.
Oh yeah. That's what we did. That was it right there.
But what was the origin of that idea? Like, how did that come to be?
I didn't want to go to the bar. And she was coming over to the apartment. I think there was an actual reason.
Okay.
Don't forget that my now ex and I had pictures taken for the wedding or various events and things like that by Mike Kaka. Remember? Mike Kaka?
Absolutely.
And Mike, that was the person who worked with HTG. I'm laughing because I just realized his name is not Kaka.
No.
I thought that was his name. So I put Mike. Do you know the origin story of Mike Kaka?
No, I do not. Please share.
I put yes. HTG and Mike Kaka showed up one time to the studio, and I did what I always do: write a little note to Ron, hand it to him, said, "Ron, HTG and Mike." I put in parentheses, AKA, like her friend is here. So I put in parentheses, AKA her friend, and then parentheses like is here. But Ron read it as Mike Kaka. He thought the parenthesis and the AKA was he thought the parenthesis was a C and the AKA. So he said, "My HTG, what is this? Deb and HTG and Mike Kaka, her friend, are here." I go, "Oh no, that's Mike, AKA her friend." He's like, "Why is there a C?" That was a parenthesis. He's like, don't do parentheses in shorthand.
Yeah, and now
No
Mike
one needs
Kaka's
parentheses in shorthand. I am a stickler for punctuation, as you know. I'll even use a semicolon with notes, with shorthand notes that I have to hand the host. I've been known to use a damn semicolon. Okay, what can I tell you? I'm a stickler for good grammar and good punctuation. If you go over to my Twitter, you're never going to see someone who just, no capital letters, no periods or commas, just nonsense all over the place. You're going to see ellipses, which I'm a huge fan of, and just proper punctuation. Okay. Anyway, this one time, my proper punctuation with the parentheses and the AKA gave Mike Kaka an eternal nickname to the point where I don't even know his last name.
You literally called a guy Mike shit.
I know. Well, that's why we're all laughing. Kaka means shit.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, yes, for most people, if you're not aware, Kaka also means poopy, means feces. So we've been calling him Mike Duty this whole time, and I actually thought his name was Mike Kaka at a certain point. Yeah, we said it so much that I was like looking up stuff. Anyway, it's possible that HTG was bringing over like a USB of different photos that Mike had taken of Casey and I that we were then going to upload and use for stuff because she was his assistant. She was working for him at the time.
That makes
sense.
sense.
They were like a pair, kind of, and employer employee or partners, I guess. I shouldn't say working for him. I think they had a joint venture, so they might have been. But regardless, Deb knew us, so she's like, "I'll come over," and I think in order to she's driving from Jersey to Brooklyn at the time, and so it was like, stay over and we'll make a night of it. We'll have margaritas and play Wii. So you see what I'm saying? It was like, yes, it was a nice, simple thing. It wasn't such a disgusting Boogie Nights entry.
I can't imagine the horrific monster who would turn such a sweet thing into a threesome attempt. I'm laughing.
Not me.
No, not you. You said you use you're a fan of using a semicolon when you have to. Me too, based on our ED discussions from earlier. Sometimes all I can get is a semicolon. Now, I think what we should do is let the audience listen to a little bit of the Ron and Fez audio so they kind of get the context of what's going on. We'll come back, have you explain what you remember as the story of what occurred. Okay. And then we'll get into my twist that occurs shortly thereafter.
Okay.
We'll be back right after this from the Ron and Fez show.
Dave, I didn't have the opportunity. Well, you were hiding out from us yesterday. We didn't see you before the show.
Right.
I had to blow out of here yesterday after the show, but I saw you and you were in a little tiny hat.
Yeah.
And I go, what's with the stupid hat? You take it off, and you've basically just have this big strip going out of your head.
Yeah, I have what looks like someone took a bite out of my head like it was a chocolate chip cookie.
All right, take the headphones off. Let me get a full look at it.
Okay.
So it looks like you got a thinner, a smaller cut, tight.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of it, the barber just shaved a strip down your head, stopped for a while, and went off. And the really annoying thing is that it's not centered.
Right. Yeah, it's like a big landing strip on my head. And then in the middle of it is just a little tiny hair isthmus.
Right.
For some reason. And it wasn't a barber, though, Mr. B. It was actually someone who I invited into my house, went out for dinner with, and I went to bed. I had to go to sleep. I had work the next day. And next morning I wake up and this happened to me. A fun little practical joke played on me by HTG. Happy typing girl. Thanks a whole lot. Thanks, because, I paid for the Mexican dinner, for the margaritas, the 4 margaritas she had, just a gallon of fucking margarita juice.
Margarita juice, that's what it's called now?
Yeah, I fall asleep, and this is what happens to me. You don't play practical jokes on someone in their house.
Unless that guy's known as the asshole of the group. I gotta tell you the truth. That's the guy that practical jokes happen to.
Well, then call me that.
I always have.
Oh.
That's your place in the society. I knew that guy. I remember, like being in high school, parties at people's houses, and that weird kid would have a party, and at the end of the night, his house is destroyed, and he's crying, and everybody's just laughing at him. Oh, no, stop it.
Yeah.
Get a snow shovel and clean it up. Even though he went out of his way to be the nice host, we took advantage. You're that guy now. That's who you are.
I don't want to be that guy.
But you are. Everybody is in the place that they're comfortable.
I mean, we were having such a nice time. I was showing them DVDs and stuff like that, and we were playing the Wii.
Now, we talked about it the day before. You thought that this might be your opportunity to get 2 chicks.
Yes.
You thought maybe your chick could pull them, and we talked about this off the air. You thought maybe your chick would be open to it. Those 2 were close. You get that whole thing going. And instead of this dream of yours taking place, you get treated like the bitch of the bunch, like a rape victim.
Yeah.
And your head shaved.
And it's totally destroyed any goal of ever having a threesome. That's just not in the deck for me.
No, your entire act and look destroys any chance of having a threesome. You are the only way that you're going to ever have a threesome is with 2 other gay guys, because that's the game that you play.
I don't want to have that. And HTG was friendly up until that point.
I'm sure she was laughing, and your chick was laughing, and it was all a big funny thing.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what happens.
The alcohol was kicking in, and at one point she was petting my chick's hair.
Right, your dream was coming true.
Yeah, exactly. I was really turned on.
And yet then you turned around and went to sleep.
Yeah,
like a bitch.
Well, okay.
And then they treated you like one. First, here's Matt. Matt, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, buddies. Dave, did you fall asleep or did you pass out? If you passed out, you deserve to get your head shaved. But
absolutely, you pass out, because how do you not wake up from a sleep while your head is being shaved and not being shaved well?
Well, I am a very heavy sleeper, and my cutters...
What were you drinking?
I also imbibed in the margaritas.
Right. Didn't you always used to tell us, I never drink during the week?
Right.
Because I don't want it to affect my job.
Yes. Yes, I did. But, I mean, I used to say never, and then it's very, very rarely, that I do it still during the week.
And look what happened to you.
Yeah.
Now, also, we were talking about this before. You don't seem to be the old Dave. It doesn't seem like it's popping. I got to spread the Irish yesterday, and they've just about given up on you. Saying, what happened? And I'll tell you what's happening. You're the girl the other girls pick on. That's who you became.
I don't think so.
Now, where was your chick while you were getting your head shaved?
Oh, they were both, still carousing on the old Pal Talk there. They each had on their separate computers.
Was your head being shaved on Pal Talk?
No, I don't think so.
You don't have no idea. But why wasn't she? I mean, you're blaming everything on HTG. If your chick wasn't into it, I can't imagine that this would have happened.
Well, I don't know. HTG works so quickly that, I mean, I think...
That's not the way the joke gets done. The joke is, we're all drunk. Hey, I got an idea. Let's go in and shave the knuckleheads. No, you're not. Wait, I know where it is. I know where there is a razor. This takes an hour for it to happen.
I know.
Everybody's enjoying it. Everybody's having fun. I guarantee you, before they did it, they were giggling and they were breaking up and they ran out of the bedroom 4 times before it went down.
Yeah, but my wife would then have to look at it for an extended period of time, which is why I don't think she was truly on board.
You got to shave it down and start over. There's no looking at this.
Why?
Because it will never come back in right.
See, I was just going to get a very, very short crew cut. And then just keep this.
It's shaved down to the skull right now, right? In that strip.
Yeah.
So it's never going to catch up. You've got to put everything on an even playing field.
See, if it wasn't so big, I could say I was going for the Mike Tyson 1987 look.
Yeah, remember? That's what guys are after. A 1987 look that a maniac had.
But unfortunately, it's not a line. It's it's got to be, 4 inches deep and an inch thick.
Hey, Joe, you're on Run of Fez.
Buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, what the fuck is your problem? You got a drunk chick at your place petting your chick's head, and you fucking go to bed?
Okay.
The most he got out of this was abused.
I don't care what time I got to be to work. I'm in for the long haul on that deal.
Yeah, I know. Only, seriously, a non- and self-practicing homosexual would have went to... And he's exactly right. I mean, you ride that out to dawn. If there's the slightest possibility that you're going to get a girl party going.
See, first of all, I wanted to be responsible because I knew I did have work in the morning. Secondly,
bro, this job, you are so irresponsible with it now. The best thing that you could have done is said, look, I know I'm a mess today, but I slept with 2 chicks last night. We would have put you in the throne. We'd have put a crown on your head. Everybody would have been saying, that is our big Dave. Instead, you come in, you did 0 work yesterday, you got nothing on the air, you're wearing a bad Leave It to Beaver hat, and you're hiding the fact that your head was shaved from me.
Yeah.
An embarrassment.
Well,
like a rape victim who didn't come to me immediately, and now I can't do the DNA testing because too much time has passed.
But also, people have to understand. I think what was going through my head when I said I have to go to bed was, hey, I have to go to bed. And then maybe they hear the word bed and they join me in the bed.
Instead of that happening, you done enough that they went, hey, let's go in and treat him like a moron and shave his head.
Right. HTG. Yeah.
Why do you say HTG when your chick was with her?
I think HTG may have gotten my chick a little drunker than, she was going to get.
Right.
And I feel like HTG was definitely the instigator.
I'm not even doubting that. But the point is, your chick made a choice. Hey, see this moron get his head shaved and we'll laugh at him, or fight to the death to protect my man. There was a choice there. And your problem today is the same problem you had the other night. You're unable to see the truth for what it is. Unable to see your place in this universe.
I think that my chick, even if she gave Debbie the clippers, she probably didn't really actually want HTG to go and really do it. You know what I mean?
We all wanted that to happen. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And so did you. So did you by the way you act.
No. And from now on, I'm just going to let everyone know I am going to pal talk my bedroom. Because I can't trust anyone. If I can't get a good night's sleep without being mutilated, then I'm going to have surveillance in that room.
So that's your silly way of dealing with this.
No, but what I'm saying is, how can a guy just wants to go to bed, for crying out loud, and happy type of girl has to do this.
And hold on, and your chick is going to be in the bedroom with the pal talk?
Oh, I mean,
Earl, order me pal talk. I have suddenly done a 180 on this. Steve, you're on Ron Fez.
Mr. Bennington, how are you, sir?
Yeah.
I have one question, and it's the rule that we've always abided by. If a man falls asleep with his shoes on, he's fair game. If not, you leave him alone. So, Dave, the question is, did you have your shoes on?
I didn't. I did have my clothes on. My jeans and my belt was still buckled, but I did not have my shoes.
And that's the way you went. And you claim you went to sleep and you're a heavy sleeper.
Yes.
And we asked you if you passed out. No human being goes to sleep with jeans on in their own home. That's only a pass out move.
Okay, can I understand?
And this is from 2 margaritas makes you pass out?
Yeah, there was I only had 2 margaritas at dinner.
Pussy.
And can I also say this, Mr. B?
Yeah.
Our bedroom, the door, it's opened to the living room. So with a guest over, I'm not going to get in my boxers.
Why not?
Or pajamas, which I usually would.
Why not?
Because I don't want HTG to see my little reindeer boxing shorts or my Santa Claus pajamas. That's embarrassing. I'm not going to.
And yet you were ready for a threesome, but you're afraid of someone seeing your underwear. You're a puss, and you deserve to have your head shaved. Absolutely. Earl?
Yes.
This makes you the winner today.
Oh,
de facto winner, without you even doing anything. As a matter of fact, the best thing you could do right now is nothing.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Thank you. I think.
And way to interact. Great radio. I love the fact that when Fez is in here, Earl steps it up. Here's Jeff. Jeff, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, boys.
Yeah.
I hope that this story has the happy ending I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that these chicks waited on Dave to fall asleep, decided they were drunk enough, went and lapped each other down, and then after they both came, they decided to shave Dave's head.
Okay, come on. Let's not get
I am going to prefer to think that's the way it happened.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, that's the way I'm going to prefer it, because that's even better.
No, my wife wouldn't do that.
Would you have said up to this point, your wife would have permitted for you to have a strip shaved in your head.
No, I wouldn't have said that up until that point.
Yeah.
But I still believe my wife has moral character, you know. But I mean, you know, plenty of people followed Hitler. That didn't necessarily make them Nazis. It's just
yes, it did.
Oh.
If you followed him, you were with him, and you're responsible.
I'm just trying to say sometimes a leader has a hypnotizing quality, and I think when HTG...
And I think everybody should take responsibility for themselves, including you, passing out in front of two drunk girls who obviously don't respect you, as no one does, and shouldn't. And then they did the only thing possible. Hey, do you know what would be really funny? Let's shave the redhead.
Right.
And I'm going to even throw this in, too. If your mom was there, she would have joined in on it. Beanie would have been in there going, we can't forget the eyebrows.
Yeah, I mean, it seems possible. I don't know why the women don't like me. Well, my wife does, but I don't know why it's Get Dave
Chris,
time.
you're on Run Fez.
Hey, guys. I'm going to go a little further than the last guy. I think they still had their threesome. They just had to call Jonathan up, you know.
Okay. All right. Thank you for the call.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, good. You put your 2 cents in there. It's been duly noted. You're on the record.
Your voice is cracking. Your voice is cracking. No, it has nothing to do with the levels.
Oh.
The fact that you sound as far away from his man as humanly possible. And guess who has decided to take full responsibility for this?
Who?
Your wife. And then she also said, did Dave just call his Jewish wife a follower of Hitler? So
no, I didn't say that at all.
You did.
I didn't say that.
You said a lot of good people followed Hitler, and you're married to a Jewish woman.
I didn't mean it like that. You know, I meant people follow charismatic people, especially when alcohol is involved.
Here is Dragon. Dragon, you're on a Fez.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, can you imagine what if you were the sober one in that house? What really could have happened? You could have guided that situation to hit a home run that night.
I'm guaranteeing you that he couldn't have guided that situation if he was with two hookers. It would have been him passing out and the prostitute shaving his head. There was no other ending for this story.
Well, I mean, the one thing is, I would have liked it to happen, but I don't know exactly the steps involved. I mean, you just push them together and say start kissing, and then I don't know who to bang, and that's a little confusing.
Yeah, you don't know who to bang. How about everyone that's in the fucking room, you moron? What's confusing about that?
But in what order?
Seriously, I can't fucking hang out with you anymore. I mean, I know that we're at this point that we seem to be with you and Earl and everything, but that's the kind of stuff that makes me feel like I gotta surround myself with a little more worldly people.
Okay.
Some guy who's worried about the fucking batting order and a goddamn menage. I don't even know what to say to that, other than this is why America has fallen from grace. Right there, that fucking shaved redhead strip goes to show me why we will not move out of the malaise that we're in. I want to just put that poster and send it to the Bush administration.
I don't think that's necessary.
Mike, you're on Fez.
Dave, you got to understand something, okay? You are the most pathetic specimen of the male species ever to exist. You not only do you not know how to guide a menage, okay? That's number one. Okay. Number two, you just actually said, with your wife listening, I can almost guarantee, you don't know who to bang? Are you out of your mind?
No, I mean, I don't know the etiquette. That's what I meant. You know that's what I meant.
No.
What is this? Everyone shaved the retard's head.
I love my wife more over anybody, so I don't know if...
And she loves you too. I can tell by that big strip down your head. Now you're going to shave the rest of your head.
Yeah.
There's no other way around this.
I don't know. I mean, why couldn't I at least... How about this? If I try to make a mohawk, I could kind of save some of my hair.
The mohawk, where the mohawk would be, is where the shave is.
Oh. I thought the shave was a little... Yeah, I guess you're right. It's more towards the center.
You're never going to be centered.
You don't like my idea of just getting it really short on the top and...
No, it's not that I don't like your idea. I don't like you and the lack of game that you live your life with.
Oh, okay.
That's what depresses me.
All right.
And I really thought a little while ago, this kid is on his way. He is really turning a corner. I'm going to have somebody in here to be able to be creative with. And you took a dive.
No.
And everything about this look that you got going right now proves it. Now, Watley doesn't show today. You come in half shaved up. Earl is, Earl is just Earl. There's no other way to describe it.
Well, what is me being me? I'm not sure what that is.
Just shut up, Earl, please, today. Mikey Boy wants to get pics of the thing for ronfez.net.
Okay.
So let's send them over to him.
We can do that, I guess.
And we'll put that up on ronfez.net.
Hopefully Earl has his camera. And it's not too loaded with pictures of shrubs.
You trying to turn this back on Earl?
No, I'm not.
Because that's what you seem to do with the show.
No.
Let's make this all about my fight with Earl. And I got that report handed to me by young Nico. Tomorrow is Nico's last day with us.
Yeah.
And Fez and I promised him this yesterday. Nico, tomorrow it's your day to produce the show. And we are going to do something that we've never done before. We will turn over everything to you. You pick out the topics. You pick out the music. Anything you want to play. Anything you want to do. That's something we've never done for Dave. Never done for Earl or any of our other producers. That is our tribute to you. Now, in the meantime, I want you to understand something and write a paper about this. You came in here and said, hey, I've got some management ideas. We can all get together and work things out. During the course of that summer, and I think we all threw ourselves into it, some less than others. But at the end of that summer, Dave's head is shaved, Earl is almost out of a job, and Fez is MIA. So I want you to go back to college knowing that you destroyed a show that you love. And I want you to say to your instructors, every management tool I've learned here is hideous, and I was the Typhoid Mary of radio this summer.
Wow.
Yeah. Now you leave here as a member of the Asexual Monkeys, which is depressing too. I really want you to do okay for himself.
So we heard the official recounting of the events. Let's hear it in your own words, if that's fair. As to how, so margaritas, a little bit of wee, and then we'll take it from there, Dave, man. Give us.
You were asking about my recollection of the haircut incident?
Yeah, as you told it on Ron and Fez.
So what I remember is the margaritas were flowing like water, Dogsy. And the Guitar Hero, I played some of the greatest solos of all time. I mean, honestly, I could probably be hired by Motley Crue or Poison today if you can play instruments with a guitar with red and blue buttons, that is. Red, blue, green buttons. If I can play with a Guitar Hero guitar is what I'm saying. Crue has a new goddamn guitarist. But nevertheless, the games were flowing, the booze was flowing. And then I don't remember a ton. I remember we were like tried to start the movie, but just too much talking, lots of alcohol, stuff like that. So I think we put on music videos, do the old rock and roll on music videos and enjoy that experience. That's all I recall. And then the next day I wake up with my hair, a huge chunk of it from at the very beginning of the head, right at the hairline, and then like a little tiny piece that wasn't touched, and then another big chunk right after it. It looked like it just all in one big thing, but somehow missed the middle part. But a huge chunk of my hair just missing the next day. just gone, in a very embarrassing look too, like a crazy. I look nuts. I have, this is a person who wanders around the subway stations talking to himself. This is someone who might even be pushing other passengers, off the platform into the subway car to kill them. This is not a normal looking person. I was called very disturbed looking. So when I got up and I saw it, I said, well, I can't go into Ron and Fez like this. This is the only thing that they're going to, say. I'm first of all hung over like a banshee to the point where I might have even still been drunk. And I'm going to be honest here. That's why this whole plan I thought was going to work. I'm going to simply wear this Yankee hat for the rest of my life. And no one will see what I've done to my head. I'm just going to put on this Yankee hat, and this Yankee hat will be on my head for the next 2 months. And then the hair will finally grow in. Like that's what was going through the old brain there. And that's the thinking.
Now, as you pointed out earlier, the first reveal is that this wasn't actually the day after, like it's being presented on air. You got away with it for a day. Now, you never revealed that on air. And part of the reason why is you said Ron didn't really notice until day 2. But I think Fez, we hear, is not in studio this day. So I think Ron noticed it the day before, but had enough going on that was like, okay, we'll get to that when we need to. And
no, I don't think so. I don't think he knows. No, my hat gimmick worked because I am a Yankees fan. So it's like Dave's wearing a Yankees hat today. Okay. While I never wore hats on the Ron and Fez show, I'm really not a hat guy. So I don't wear hats in general. Nevertheless,
cowboy hats, luchador masks.
Well, but that's not me. That's the Midnight Rider who's wearing. Yeah, that's the Midnight Rider who's wearing the red cowboy hat. That ain't the Dave, man. But nevertheless, I'm a Yankees fan, so it's like wouldn't be crazy that I would wear a Yankees hat, and you're not just going to stare at someone. So no, I think I got away with it that first day. It's that when I came back the second day, and I'm a guy who had never worn a hat while working on the radio. Number one, you have headphones. So it's like, that's annoying. I'm not going to. So I never, ever wore a hat. And now 2 days in a row, I'm wearing the hat. That's when Ron caught me. That's when I was in trouble.
Ron comments specifically on it being a child-sized hat. Like the hat was too small for your head. But I think that had to do with more how you were wearing it to try to cover up.
I mean, it sounds like I hate to say it, but cancer boy type of look is what it sounded like. Like, and I'm not making fun of cancer. I'm actually talking about the Kids in the Hall character. Cancer Boy. Look him up, folks. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at Bruce McCullough and Kids in the Hall. They're the ones who did it. But yes, he was a little boy with cancer and wore a little baseball cap. And I don't know why.
Timestamp that so I can look up a picture of Cancer Boy to put in the episode for
well,
you.
I will say that's the first thing that came into my mind. I think Ron simply wasn't used to me wearing a hat. So any hat this was an old school Yankee hat, like not, a modern navy blue with the white, but kind of a broken in, still navy blue with the white symbol. I shouldn't say that, but it was a different kind of design. It was a hat that was broken in a little lighter. The fabric, okay. I mean,
gotcha.
Yeah, and so supposed to be, maybe actually a little bit smaller than say a Major League Baseball hat. It was still a baseball hat, but not the game worn type of Yankee hats. Gotcha. This was just a kind of like a throwback, Yankee hat you buy at the store for $30.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Still shows fandom just the same. Now, in your original speculation, you implied that you thought the main instigator was HTG and that perhaps she was able to use the alcohol and the vibrations to convince your wife to participate in such a heinous act. That's how you presented this.
Yes, I believe that I had passed out and that my head was shaved by the women.
But specifically, and now this is a fine line to walk because you are on air being entertaining, but your wife, who you live with and love and are married to, is listening. You can't go in and be like, I think my wife shaved my head while I was drunk last night. So is that why we felt the implications of leaning towards HTG and her being, or was it that HTG you felt did this often?
Well, I thought that I've passed out many a time and not woken up with my head with a big chunk of hair missing from my head. So that's why I did not suspect my then wife, but rather this new person who was in the Brooklyn apartment for the very first time. And the next day, coincidentally, there it is. All of a sudden, my head looks like the 17th hole at the Masters, and there's a huge damn sand pit right at the beginning of my head. Okay? So I did think this was, hijinks, out of control. You know, Deb got away with, playing a practical joke on the Dave man there. That's what I thought at first.
Now, as a listener, the first time when I hear that, I go, I don't think so. Deb's always, in my experience listening to the radio, to go along with the fun, but she's not going to do the destruction herself. You know what I mean? Like, she'll hang out, but she won't be the one who's like, hey guys, you know what we should do? Something mean. She's just there for it. So that's where I kind of was like, ooh, there might be some holes to this story. As a listener, just the first time.
Why? So what you're saying is you didn't believe me?
I believed the general idea. To be honest with you, I thought what happened was you got drunk. Casey was trying to make Deb laugh, shaved your head, and then Deb kind of fell on the sword a little bit because she was the guest. Almost like the opposite of what you were doing.
So you think that it was so the suspect in your mind is my ex-wife?
The first time. Yes.
Okay. Fair
absolutely.
Enough. I mean, it is like a murder mystery. Maybe Ryan Johnson should make this his fourth Knives Out film because we do have lots of suspects. I mean, it's
True.
Me, which I think is bizarre. It's Casey, it's HTG, maybe even a fourth mystery person that was let into the apartment and left before I woke up. I mean, I did pass out after all.
I'm going to just throw a fifth name out there, Sam Roberts. He had multiple times. We have him trying to shave your head. Examples of that multiple times occurring.
That is true. And like I said, with me being passed out due to alcohol on the couch, really anyone could have come into the apartment and, shaved the head and then got out of there. And I would have not known whatsoever. I mean, my God, Harrison Ford, my favorite, could have come in and shaved my head. I wouldn't have woken up and say, oh, what was it like being Indiana Jones, Mr. Ford? I couldn't have said that to him. That's how passed out I was. I'm telling you, 16 margaritas and having basically a 3.5 concert due to Guitar Hero. I mean, essentially I was like playing like, as long as like a Grateful Dead show from 1978 plus the encore. I was very tired, very lethargic. I needed my sleep. My body needed some rest. So I was very, very much passed out.
That was the actual second yellow flag, we'll call it, because you said on air that you had 2 margaritas and that you passed out drunk. And I went, I listened to this man do 56 shots of beer in an hour and not pass out drunk.
I lied with the 2 margaritas. But I probably felt like this was not an actual sanctioned drinking night by Ron and Fez. Yeah. It was kind of a soft, lukewarm, Ron's like, well, have a couple cocktails and stuff like that. So I took it as such. Okay. He's saying have a couple cocktails, but I'm going to come back and say I had 2. I had exactly 2, but I didn't have 2. I had about, come on, daddy.
No, I get it. You reporting back how many cocktails you had on a weeknight is kind of like girls when they're telling you how many guys they fucked.
2
you should
margaritas.
Multiply by at least 3.
It could be 2 margaritas, but what I'm saying is that could be 2 bathtubs. of margaritas.
Dave, I was also a borderline alcoholic. I know how to play the game. No, I had one beer and it was a 40 of high gravity hurricane. You know what I mean? Like I know the rules, but that was an indicator for me. Now, as you move on, Ron goes, so you're saying your wife, who you just married, would do something so heinous. And the metaphor you use makes me chuckle to this day, because you go, hey, did everybody who followed a Hitler a Nazi? And Ron goes, actually, yes, that's the definition. It was just such a perfect. No, actually, Dave, that is exactly what made somebody that.
Well, I guess I was thinking like there were Germans in the army who weren't necessarily Nazis.
No, we got the metaphor, but it was just the way you phrased it.
We shouldn't get the metaphor. It's not good. It's a bad metaphor. It's horrible. We'll get the metaphor.
We'll get to how exactly bad of a metaphor it was in a second, but some of the callers call in. A couple of the guys are making fun of you for going passed out after 2 margaritas, which again, like I think was what was supposed to happen there. One guy asks if you had your shoes on, which I feel like is an important thing, right? If you had your shoes on, they can mess with you. But even then,
well, hold on. Let me answer. I was fully clothed. I not only had my shoes, I had my jeans, and I was wearing not this one, but the Forget Tom Brady Giant sweatshirt.
Wow.
Yes, that was basically in the Forget Tom Brady video. That's what I looked like on this Margarita Wednesday.
Did you ever consider auctioning that off? I feel like that hoodie could get you a pretty penny.
No, you know what? I can't find it currently.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that, because we could have just bought you a replica, Dave. We could have sold like 30 of those.
No, I know that I have it somewhere. I just have to check my vast piles of clothes. That's why I wear this Giants one now.
That makes sense. Honestly, that's a sharper looking hoodie for this era.
Yeah, but the other one gave me 2 Super Bowls. Don't forget.
And let's say the football gods are going to bring it back into your life when it's time to don it again.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Maybe, it's like the Ark of the Covenant, in that it's going to be found one day, but only by people who are worthy of finding it.
Yeah, I certainly think so.
I didn't even think about that. 2 Raiders of the Lost Ark references in 1 Tales from the Satellite episode. I mean, who would have thought it, Robin?
It's like a Christmas miracle.
Wow.
Now, what I thought was interesting is Ron seems to think it doesn't matter. He's like, if it's your house, you shouldn't mess with somebody unless that's the guy we've all decided we can fuck with.
No, but he's right about that, right? You can't do that. You can't pull pranks on people in their home.
No, I'm a big fan of in their home, in their place of business. Like nothing that can really. That should be a safe zone. Like when you were a kid, and you had
place of business. I'm not going to follow you there. In radio, when you have nothing to do, that's all you do is fuck with people. I'm sorry, sir.
Okay, good point.
But at home, no. Yes, I mean, come on. What am I? What? So you're going to report me to HR if I steal Earl's, saltines?
No, I meant like things that would affect their business. Like
it did. It gave him, he was hungry.
Yeah, but it made better radio. Made better radio. Literally, you stealing his crackers gave him hypoglycemia. He would pass out all the time. Feigning goat, golden radio.
Well, Dave, that's true.
For a while, you were kind of like Midas. Anything you touched.
It's true in that me taking Earl's saltines made him hungry. And you got to have hunger in order to win championships, whether it's sports, whether it's in the movies, whether it's on the radio, you gotta be hungry. And so I just wanted to literally make Earl hungry by stealing his food constantly, either hiding it or eating it myself.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Now, you get a couple other callers. Some people are going, Dave couldn't pull off the threesome. There's the classic. They did have a threesome. They just called Jonathan. All those good jokes along the way. Then it's clear that somebody of importance has hit the hotline. Things start to shuffle a little bit. And right before they take a break to bring this guy on, Ron brings in intern Vito. Is that who it would have been? Or Nico?
No, definitely not. Oh, Nico. Yes, definitely. Yes, Nico was there at the time.
He was there for the summer.
Love Nico. In fact, Nico and I are still Instagram buddies. He follows me. I follow him. I get to see the adventures of Nico and his wife. They're always he's traveling a lot. He likes to travel. I enjoy that very much. Nico is hysterical. A very, very dry human being, but pretty funny actually. So yeah, still a fan of Nico to this very day.
Honestly, I was curious here because Ron says something. He said the next day Nico gets to plan all the programming from start to finish, the topics, all the bits. And that's the first time I can recall. And he says it's the only time they've ever done that for an intern up to that point. But it does seem to be like from that point forward, the try hard, the people who wanted to be on radio got opportunities like that. Was that something you had a hand in? Like, I know you were really focused on pushing intern development and things like that.
Well, I like Nico. And he always had lots of ideas, and I would just bring those ideas to Ron. See, I believe that if an intern's going to give you ideas, you don't bury them. You don't act like a dick. There are producers in radio who will do that, who will just be like, oh, listen, thanks, but you're an intern. We're all good with the ideas. Shut up, asshole. You never know when a miracle idea, you don't know where gold can come from. Gold can come from anywhere, so that if an intern might have an idea, even if it doesn't work out, maybe that leads to a different idea or just an upgraded, better idea of the intern's idea. So I would always take anyone's ideas to Ron and then let Ron, because like we had this guy, we called him Hurley because he, I swear to God. All right. Do you remember the intern Hurley?
You told me about Hurley before.
Okay,
yeah.
Let me say this. We brought on Hurley because he looked like a twin of Chris Stanley. And it's why maybe the whole don't judge a book by its cover, maybe there's a little truth to that. I think there's truth to judging books by their cover. I think oftentimes I can judge a book by its cover and say, well, I think that's a cool looking book. I'm going to enjoy that book. But nevertheless, this guy, long black hair, the kind of beard, the stubble, fat. And I go, oh, we got another Pepper. This is going to be great. We're going to have like rival dueling Peppers, like the banjos,
How did Pepper handle that?
He hated the fact that I would say this to him.
I would imagine so, because I'm just sitting here thinking about if somebody did that to me, I would be furious.
Well, I was in charge. And
no,
I'm
I know.
I'm in charge of the intern. So tough luck. But I will say this, it totally backfired on me. I was expecting New Pepper to be so much fun and happiness. The very first thing New Pepper did was go into Ron and Fez and start attacking me. To Ron. And then he had all of these ideas. Every single one was terrible. They were among the worst ideas ever.
Now
I had enough of him, so I go, pitch your ideas to Ron.
Ooh.
Go ahead. You can do it. Go ahead. I give you the green light.
Enough rope to hang himself with.
And he did. And Ron just said, very, very interesting. And then, a couple days went by and I said, what do you think of Hurley's ideas? He said, the kid's a nut. That's it. I couldn't believe that I was so happy to bring this kid. I was the guy. I hired interns, folks. That's it. While it was me and Earl doing it, it was me in charge. And then then it became me and Pepper doing it, but it was still me in charge. Hiring, being in charge, and it was such a weird thing though, that it happened. This Hurley guy. And I was very, very surprised. So I did ask him one time, like, why did you backstab me like this? And he just thought, well, that's the way to get ahead in radio.
That's crazy. The guy who's supposed to help you and teach you things and give you opportunities, you're going to backstab to cut your way up. That's not how it works at all.
Imagine also being an intern and explaining to a producer, aka someone who is in radio, someone who is currently working there, getting paid, doing this for a living. Imagine that person telling the other, well, this is how it works. This is how radio works. And again, I wasn't some, arrogant a-hole as a producer. Like, I don't ever want to hear interns, but I would listen to this kid. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Fuck you. Yeah, I brought you in. Now you're going to try to take it from
I brought you in. Now I'm going to take you out because Davey Mack knows how to bury interns. You know what I do? I send you on little stupid missions downtown. Hey, Fez needs a wig. I'm going to send you to the East Village, and you're going to find a purple wig. Okay, leave as soon as the show starts. Bye. Airtime. Goodbye. Goodbye, Hurley. Bye-bye. And the last time I checked, he was trying some like Hurley in the morning. Like as if he's Don Imus or something. Yeah, like who uses that name for a fucking show? It's Hurley in the morning. Right. He was calling himself Hurley. He didn't like Hurley because I called him Hurley because he reminded me, if he did, not only did he remind me of Chris Pepper Stanley, he reminded me of Hurley from Lost.
It's not a great combination.
Who Chris Stanley did parody one time in Petey, the apologetic Lost character, which we did a parody of on Eastside Dave TV on YouTube.
There you go. I had a head producer who, when I was an intern, would give me missions like that. And I quickly found out how to get out of those missions, which is just bring back 7 times the amount of things he wanted. Like if you sent me out for Fez's purple wig, Fez would have 7, be like, I didn't know which one he wanted. And just leave it on that producer's desk to deal with.
Yeah, there you go.
But there you go. But manager would find you fucking with that manager funny, and eventually you got a job out of it.
I mean, Hurley couldn't figure that out.
Now, Hurley was a terrible intern. I was a mediocre, but thankfully you saw the unpolished gem in me. But who was a great intern? Nico. And so he got his whole day, which I do think then set the precedent of interns who worked hard, got that opportunity. So they had something to put out there. We hear about it with Molly later on. Even to this day, the interns get a ridiculous amount of airtime by comparison to other opportunities. So, I think a lot of that came to you. But Nico apparently made some suggestions at the beginning of the semester of how, like, managerial suggestions of how he thought everything could get better. So Ron just goes, Nico, I want you to know as you go back to school tomorrow, Dave's got his head shaved like a drunken idiot. Earl's is quiet. Fez is dead. You ruined a show you loved, buddy. Just go back to school with that knowledge.
Well, here's some of the things that I'll say. I'll give you a little quick behind the scenes thing. A lot of people would come in with ideas and they would always be the same ideas. I just got to be honest. It was Fez should talk more. Okay, well, the guy obviously is having health issues, folks. Okay? He's dealing with heart attacks. All right? So, you know, at certain point, you might want to take that under consideration. And when you come in with your new plans of how I'm going to revolutionize the Ron and Fez show, you might not want to just be number one, Fez should talk more. It not only is very obvious, but it probably led to even more stress for Fez because now he's getting called out in a meeting after the show. And now he's really nervous and panicking. Okay?
I would have done it the exact opposite. If I came in, you go, Bobby, what are you recommending? I'd go, step one, Fez, stop talking so much.
No, but listen, if you knew the amount of people who did that, you'd be shocked. That's why every once in a while you would see Dave would be gone. Or like I'd be in the Earl booth. If you're ever wondering, like after 2006, if I'm in the Earl booth, 99% of the time, it's because someone came in with the great new advice of, hey, Fez should talk more while he's recuperating from his, fourth heart attack. So I'm not like, I'm defending Fez here. I'm being empathetic with Fez. It was crazy for people to just, that's what, I've got some idea. Yes, we've heard this. The Ron Fez show really didn't need improving.
You know who else would like Fez to talk more?
Of any kind.
Eastside Dave. right? If he was ready, you would have given him every opportunity.
It's not about me giving opportunities. I'm not giving it's not my show giving an opportunity. No.
I mean, like, you would have been thrilled that you didn't have to. You would, if Fez was there every day, it's not like you would have done stuff to try to take airtime away from him. Like, it's not like it was a competition. You were just filling.
It was
or
never
somebody needed to. If Fez was ready and was healthy again, my point is you would have not given him every opportunity, but you wouldn't have tried to take anything away or done anything to shake that. That's all you.
I would just be me, which is a guy who contributes in any way I can to the show that he's on. So if it's the Ron and Fez show and they're dominating, I don't say jack and shit. Nothing. I'll do something else, or I'll look up stuff, or I'll stay active. I'm not going to mentally leave. What I'm saying is I'll make myself useful in other ways. But that's what a good producer does is, but if then Fez is having a health issue and I need to step up, then I will step up. It was my responsibility to step up to the plate when Fez got sick. That's all I was there for. And then sometimes him being back didn't necessarily mean he was healthy just because he's in the studio. He's still recuperating. So it's just whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. That's who the Dave man is in his essence. Whatever it is you need done. You want a funny bit written? I can do it. You want a character? Boom. You want me to come up with a game? Boom. A segment? An idea? Me to confess something stupid about myself? Boom. A stunt? Whatever. And I did all of those things repeatedly. So yeah, I would have been more than happy with Fez rocking and rolling. Those were always the best shows, was when Fez was happy, healthy, and kicking ass, and then Ron and Fez having fun. Those are always the best at shows.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, honestly, some of the Fred recommendations and segments were all four of you. I know we give Earl a hard time, but when he was on too, the four of you guys playing together was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get much better. But with that, we are going to let the audience listen to the rest of the audio here and find out why I call this the botched threesome. We'll be back after this from the Ron and Fez show.
Oh, I'm going to leave you with a better teaser than that. We're going to come back with a shocking confession. We're going to come back with a truth bomb, and we're going to uncover the conspiracy.
I certainly hope that's all on you, big guy, because I got none of that in the chamber, so we'll be back right after this.
All right, here's a producer from the past that maybe we can talk to, our own Billy Staples. Hello, William.
Good day, Ron. How are you?
What do you say?
I feeling for you. I feel your pain today, Ronnie. You know, you're stranded out there on this island all by yourself, and then you get this drunken moron coming in with this story. Look, I've been known to cast a lie or two in my past about drinking.
Right.
You know, once or twice, and there are so many holes in this story. It is pathetic.
All right, what would you say as a member in good standing with the program? If this young man walked in now, what would you say to him?
First off, to say is you got to be honest with yourself.
Right.
You know, you got to walk in and say, look, you know, you can't spin. You know, everybody there has heard this story before.
Right.
Or something similar.
Sure.
Dave was fucked up. This is my opinion.
Right.
Okay. He was like, hey, I'm going to try something different. There's a number of scenarios here. He fucked his own hair up. All right, and made up this cockamamie story.
So you don't even believe that the chicks did this? You think he was so drunk he just tried to do something with his hair and shaved it?
Yeah, tried to be like the cool guy, like he wanted to have a threesome.
Yeah.
So he's like, you know, hey, watch what I can do. I can draw like the vagina in my head or something like this or something stupid.
So you think he was so drunk that he shaved his own head, hoping to make it a vagina?
Well, you know what it is. Nothing obviously was happening there because no one goes to sleep with their pants on and then is worried about being seen in their underwear
right.
when he's trying to get a threesome going. And
exactly.
by the way, how long has he been married?
I've been married for about 3 or 4 months.
Okay, whatever happened to the honeymoon period? You know, you're so in love with your wife and you're already ready to bang another chick?
No,
well, to me, that's where, during the honeymoon period is where you got to break it in and get that going. And I would literally say honeymoon night. But that's me. I'm a little different. I like to push certain barrier.
You go to the different drummer there, Ronnie.
Yeah, I know I do.
Everyone can pull that off, and obviously Dave has to pull it off.
Billy, wait, I mean, this is coming from a person who said he tripped up subway stairs.
Yes, Dave.
In a bogus lawsuit.
I didn't lie about it.
You were totally lying.
Hold on. Let's, now we've got even other producers from our past checking in. Hello, Albert.
Hey, I guess my first question
The
is...
fabulous Al Dukes.
Oh, God. Here comes the emotion.
I wonder how Billy affords XM. That's my first question.
I don't, Al.
Oh.
Any other stupid questions?
Good one.
You work in radio, and you don't know how you can hear the show without getting XM?
Well, I'm a XM subscriber, so I don't.
Are most of the people at CBS XM subscribers? Al? Would you go on record as saying that?
I would say since we're O&A related, that it's
oh God,
common
hearing that voice is
to have
killing
that.
me. Al, not for nothing, but you know, if you're trying to get a boxing match, I would not set foot in a ring if I was you. Okay, you've left one ring, you've left the outdoor ring with broken ribs, one
After
in
8
an
rounds,
ambulance.
yes.
How else do you want to go out of a ring? I don't know what you want to be helicoptered out.
No,
like,
I just wanted to go out playing some songs that I liked.
There's another one from John Bon Jovi. No, it's always going to be the Replacements with him.
Yeah, Paul Westerberg, definitely.
There's a Replacements song that would be perfect for this. No, Al. No, it's not.
Another drunk.
Al, have you announced your newest gig yet? Or
That's not been announced yet.
Yeah.
I'd like to keep that a secret.
Okay, good.
Till
he gets one.
There's a press conference or something.
The press conference that they're calling.
Yeah, wait for page 6 to see who else canoodling with.
Whoa!
Somebody you've never canoodled with, a job.
Oh!
Yeah, I don't remember sitting next to you and teaching you about comedy.
You had terrible.
Let me see, Al.
I know. All I know is
that is
you
not
always
funny.
used to
That is
cry.
not funny, Al.
You used to cry to Ron and Fez that I wouldn't even show them your bad bits because I didn't want to have to present them.
And yet those bad bits made the air when I showed them to Ron and Fez.
Well, I think they were feeling bad.
Let's not, oh, sure. They're going to put their careers on the line for my feelings.
All I've
When is
ever
that
done
gonna-
is put my career on the line for losers.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Look at it now.
Al, look, that's why they dropped you, and they never thought you'd lose to Rory. I mean, beat Rory. Come on.
I went 8 rounds, though.
Yeah, 8 scary rounds. I was sweating my ass off. I'm like, he's not going to count the lights.
Okay, Al. So you lasted longer than they thought. That's you going, what, 4 or 5 pumps?
Oh! 5 Pumps, his old nickname.
Right. No, that's...
Although you are in a relationship now, right,
I
Al?
certainly am, yes.
Yeah.
No, that dump with the chick with the girl with the kid dumped you.
No.
No,
Almost
no,
3 years
no.
now.
How would you even know that, Billy?
Yeah.
Oh, he was crying one day on an IM, and I go, "Wow, like what?"
I was crying to you on an IM about a relationship.
How else would I know it? How else would I know it? You call it up here, you're telling me, about my alcoholic days. I do remember some of them.
Billy, it's the thing with Billy. Like, this is the first time I talked to Billy, and since probably I left NEW.
Yeah.
But I'll get these. Here's just an example. I'm at work. Luckily, I have your show on because sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. So I guess I'll read it right now. Al, we have a redhead here. ... Where ? What do I do with that? Like, I don't
You
know what that
obviously
means.
figure out, a mistake happened. It's like, when you have friends, Al, people IM you, and sometimes if you don't look up, it goes in the wrong
But you have a whole nother IM language. I know, like...
Yeah, that's a
the
whole line, Al.
But I know, like, the young kids do, like, LOL and BRB for Be Right Back.
Oh, the
Yours is
kids,
just broken English.
those crazy kids with those little...
All right, so you, after all this time, you just happened to IM him by mistake today, Billy?
No, I called. I IM'd him on purpose to see if he had the phone number.
Uh-huh. And so to see if he had our phone number, what was the message to see if you could give him our number? What was it again, Al?
We have a redhead here.
Say the first line, Al.
All right, let him...
It says, we have a redhead here, ... where, ?
And
I wrote back,
wait,
huh.
and then he sends, wait, you want to hear what he sends me?
Yes.
Here's Al's reply to me.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Al. It's blah, 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 blah. Or if it's that busy, it's blah, 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 blah. See ya, Al. I'm like, what are you talking to yourself? Hey, Al, here's the number.
I cut
See ya,
and
Al.
paste an email from Dave from a long time ago when I asked Dave for the hotline.
So you cut and paste the whole message instead of putting the phone number somewhere.
I didn't want to get another
write the phone
random
number down, Al.
I didn't want to get another. We have a redhead here.
Oh yeah, that's
where.
So let me see, Al. A year ago, when you got this IM, you thought that far ahead.
No, I got an email. I saved.
You never thought that far ahead in your life. It used to be toward the beginning of the show. He goes, "Oh, Billy, we don't have anything for an opening. What do you got? Please, Ron's going to yell when we do a 4:00 phone call. They're going to hang up on me again, and then I'm going to be all worried till they get here." Oh God, you used to like shit in your pants.
I wonder why NEW failed. I really do.
The thing is, the station failed. We didn't.
Hey,
Remember that, Ron?
Al?
Yeah.
We have a redhead here. ...
Where?
Hey, you know my fascination with redheads. And somebody in Pal Talk said somebody was a hot-looking redhead.
What do you do these days, Billy?
You're talking about Dave when you say redhead, though.
No, I don't think so.
Well, who were you talking about?
I don't know. I caught it out of the corner of my eye.
You're on Pal Talk?
I was, yeah.
I didn't know that. What now? Today?
Yeah, for one. Actually, my second time ever.
All right, what is your name on there?
Oh, I'm the goat fainterer.
All right.
You took Earl's name?
I don't know.
He's making us.
What are you talking about? You're so fucking weird.
Are you dating anybody, Billy?
Not at the moment, no.
No.
At the moment.
No, I'm too busy rubbing testosterone on me to have a date. My testosterone's a little low. I got to build it up.
Well, what is happening there?
I had an almost minus reading on my testosterone count.
All right, so you're turning into an old woman in front of our eyes.
No, it just was probably from a little inactivity for a while.
All right.
You know, so the testosterone goes low. It does get usually when you're older.
So you're not, you can't get a hard-on anymore?
Oh, I can. Oh, no, I get them. But there's just not a lot of little boys in them swimming around. It's just semen fluid.
Okay.
Well, who wants that anyway?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like
that you want.
You sure? They were lining up for yours the other night, huh? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a threesome. Do.
All right.
But anyway,
boys.
Look, as an alcoholic and a guy who's laid some stories in my life, this one is unreal. Dave, you know what? You don't go to sleep with your clothes on, okay? Unless Ronnie says you're so fucked up, you just crash on the bed and you pass out.
You don't fall down. You don't fall up subway stairs either.
No, yeah,
but it happens.
Going to work at 11:30 in the morning, okay?
What?
And was brought and talked to by the cops, and there was no arrest or anything. So let's just get the story straight.
Billy also thought he had anthrax mail to him.
I made $9,000 on the deal. Al, stop with your
during the anthrax.
You are even more.
You did go home early one night because you thought you had anthrax when the anthrax scare went on.
Well, it was almost true.
They're going to target Tom Brokaw and Billy Staples.
Yeah, they targeted the phone screener at AW.
Yeah, well, you know what, Al? At least I was man enough to admit that I made a mistake. You know,
did.
And that I did not have anthrax, and I was I was lucky enough to come back to work and continue to save your ass on a daily basis.
Well, you got to admit this, Billy. His career has just taken off leaps and bounds every time. You know, Al has a very interesting career. He's probably worked, 4 or 5 shows since he's worked with you.
Let me see, Ron. When we left NEW, he was doing the dump button for O&A, right?
Right.
What's he doing now? Oh, the dump button for O&A.
Oh, I'm going to announce a big promotion tomorrow.
Wow, how we have totally moved our career upward.
What do you do? Tell us what you've been doing.
Actually, Al, I'm not able to do anything right now physically.
Right.
So if you want to make fun of the disabled, go right ahead.
Now, but Billy, you did have that big job with Incubus.
I did. That was when I was out in Los Angeles.
He was in a big video for Incubus where he played some kind of animal.
I was a hyena.
Talk shows on mute, yeah.
Yeah, talk shows on mute. I was the hyena. I had the lead. Got to hang out with the band for 2 days, then was invited to Letterman with them to go hang out when they did Letterman. So we were tight for a while.
Right.
And then I came back to New York. Got arrested the night that my third watch was on the air.
Oh, yeah, the night that he was on Third Watch, the night that his little episode where he was yelling, my chest, my heart, my chest, over and over. That was the night you were arrested?
Yeah, and I'm sitting there being walked through the studio, and I look up in the television, and there I am. I mean, through the police station. And I look up in the TV, and there I am on TV. I'm like going, oh, shit, please
Sadness
don't
or euphoria, that is the Long Island way.
That, it's like the best of worlds, the worst times.
Yes,
it's like, thank God the cop never saw that. I just imagine the abuse.
Right.
You put up with enough abuse as you're being a prisoner. And then
now, you did a little time, right?
Yeah.
How much time did you have to do?
I'm a man. You admit mistakes, Dave. You tell the truth. You don't come up with some cockamamie story. Well, you got to admit, in the beginning, I did. Years and years ago. Never lied to you, Ron.
No.
No. One man does not lie to another man in certain circumstances under certain conditions, as you well know.
Right.
So, but Dave, you really do need some help with the lying and the stories. And next time you fuck up, give me a call.
Tell me the truth. Everything you know about him, Billy, and everything you know about the program, is Dave an alcoholic?
Well, let's see. First off, I heard him say he made a pledge to not drink during the week, so he's already making plans to cut down on his drinking, which is a sign of a problem.
Well, it wasn't necessarily a pledge. It was just
You said that you would make sure you didn't drink during the week.
It was my own plan. I said I didn't. I never said I will never.
Okay, but
the fact that you even have to think about it means that there's a problem, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
The fact that you have to say...
No person who does not have a drinking problem or is an alcoholic would have to even say, I'm not going to drink during the week.
Or, I won't drink before the ball game, only during the ball game. Anytime that you start working that type of stuff, like, I only drink on Fridays and Saturdays, that means you're an alcoholic.
Yeah, it definitely. Whenever you have to make deals with yourself or with, the wife or with anybody, going, honey, I'm only going to have 2 beers, I promise, and you come home falling in the door with your head shaved.
Nobody, here's what you need to understand. Nobody who doesn't have a problem with drinking has to say, I won't drink before the plane, or I won't drink until. That's only people who have some problem.
All right, well, I see it more as just me stating a little game plan.
Right. And having a game plan means that you don't have control.
Oh.
Nobody who has to worry about, will I drink too much, needs a game plan.
Dave, let me ask you this. With your other areas of your life, have you ever made other plans with drinking?
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Like, you already said you promised yourself you wouldn't drink during the week. Do you, say, I'm going to go out and only have, 4 beers, 5 beers?
No.
Or I'm never going to have alcohol in the car?
No, I'm pretty honest with that. I mean, I know generally...
When did you start?
I never make a drink limit. So I've never done that before in my life.
You couldn't make a drink limit once you start.
Well, I would want to box myself in, I guess. I wouldn't want to say it.
And there's a good sign. He doesn't want to make sure that he can't get fucked up.
Well, sometimes I have 5 fucking...
This is the thing.
Billy
is handling you. That's what's funny about this.
He's not. He's just...
Hey, G-Vac already wrote to me, the Al Dukes Billy Staples interplay is a perfect illustration of what's missing with the Black Girl East Side Dave team. That is absolutely true. Absolutely
I didn't
true.
even know they were a team.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
He's rambling. I mean,
no, he's dead on. He's rambling with Al, but he's dead on with you and treating you like schoolboy.
I don't think so.
Dave, you don't do this stuff. You ask if there's anybody there or anybody who does not overly. Al, one thing you're not is a alcoholic. You certainly cannot handle your alcohol. I think he's cute. I do him.
What are you talking?
But
Billy.
tell me, Al, have you ever had to make a deal with yourself before you drank?
Me? No.
No, come on, Al. Emote. Show us a little. Come on.
You are rambling.
Al.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on, Al. Make love to the microphone. Look at it. Be the mic, Al. Come on. Show some feeling. Look at it. Come on. Let's get it from the gut. Come on. That mic is you, Al. Talk to it like a girl. Talk to it like it's your bitch. Show some emotion.
Billy, when you said that you were disabled, how are you? What is going on? What is the big problem? Is it a brain thing?
Yeah, it starts up there. Starts up with some.
What happened to your brain?
Oh, they found lesions. They found some scattered lesions in my cerebellum.
Right.
And some microscopic brain damage.
So that will keep you from working from now on?
Well, it's causing me central vertigo, which is very weird. It's very much like having a friggin' hangover all the time.
Right.
Like you wake up and you're bouncing off walls sometimes, and when you turn a corner too fast, you're like, whoa. Or you look out the side of when you're in a car.
And what did this to you? Was it the accident or the partying?
No, it was the accident, man. When I almost killed... Put it this way, Ron. The last thing I remember is going 60 miles an hour being chased by the police down Hempstead Turnpike in Long Island. And last thing I remember is seeing lights in my mirror. And I tried to make a left, and I hit a pole around 55 miles an hour straight on. And last thing I saw was a bright light. And that's the most fucked up thing, because that could have been the last thing I ever saw. You know, but I was wasted. I was drunk off my ass. I did a half a bottle of Southern Comfort sitting at home by yourself, which is another sign of an alcoholic, Dave. Drinking alone by yourself at home. So that's another thing to put on your little list of things I may have done or not done. You know, your little check mark of those 10 questions. Did you ever take that test?
No, I didn't. Brain lesions.
No.
Oh, cheap
that's
shot.
funny. Say that to somebody with multiple sclerosis.
I wouldn't, because they didn't cause it themselves.
I didn't either. Lesions are not caused.
While you're sitting there feeling superior with a strip shaved down your head, I don't know where you get off feeling good about it.
I'm not, but he's trying to do a moral thing over me.
You don't cause brain lesions by an accident, asshole. Okay? They are there. They only found them because I had headaches. So they did a MRI, and they found these little things.
Headaches caused from tequila.
You know what I would love,
no,
Billy?
headaches caused from 8 staples and a cracked skull from hitting the door because the airbag didn't go off.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we put you and Al Dukes in a cross-country road trip, and we'll just check in with you every day?
Oh, I remember I wanted to go to that club in Connecticut with him for the weekend.
Yeah.
I was like, they were a sponsor of ours for a while.
Right.
And I was like, Al, this would be great. Come on, it'd be like the Odd Couple. Me and you, like, away for a weekend, you know, go on like that Jewish singles weekend or something with all the girls, and, you know, me and you share a room together.
Would you be willing to try that, Al, before you start your new job?
No, I don't. I don't want to be in an enclosed area with Billy. He's kind of smelly. He wears the same dirty clothes a lot. He eats bad.
Oh, please! I'm not the one who pissed my pants. All right, my clothes are clean.
I want to.
I still live with my mom. She does good laundry.
How's your mom doing, Billy?
Okay.
Yeah.
Just okay.
Still watches the Jets games and rings the cowbell?
Oh yeah.
Whenever the Jets score, his mom takes a cowbell on a stick and starts smashing it.
And the Mets during the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah. You know, not during the regular season, because that would be a little much. It's got to be special. It's got to be a special moment, like during the playoffs if they score a run and stuff.
So has Billy, have your weight gone just crazy now?
No. I still got the bypass. I haven't eaten through that yet.
You've had 2 bypasses now, right?
In the layman's term, Ron, yeah, but What, Al? Are you not like understanding?
What
or
layman's
should I
term
talk
did
slower?
you use? That didn't even make sense.
Okay, Al. One was a vertical banded gastroplasty. Do you understand that?
Well, the answer is then yes, I had two. That's the layman's
No,
term.
I did not have two, Al.
Well, here's
the first
why you
one
had
was not
the
a
second one,
bypass.
because after the first
Listen,
one,
Mr. Masters,
you shouldn't eat spicy chicken wings.
Al, you have a master's degree, and
Yeah.
it means nothing because you're trying to tell me what kind of surgeries I've had.
I'm just saying you don't eat spicy foods.
I do not. I eat
Chinese
spicy foods
food.
all the time. What are you talking
You
about?
used to eat every day.
Remember,
at
Al,
work.
when you were drunk and you told us that Rory and I had greasy egg sandwiches every morning?
That's true.
And we never did? You have this fucked up kind of memory about yourself. You remember things that never happened.
I remember you ate very poorly, including spicy
Geez, you
chicken
think, Al? You think that's what got me up to 350 pounds
Yes,
at one
but I'm
point?
saying, when-
A good diet? Huh? Proper nutrition?
But if it was bad enough that you had to go for surgery to
Yes.
take it, you would think that, okay, that's my rock bottom. I'm not going to eat the spicy chicken wing.
What does spicy chicken wings have to do with
That's what you would eat.
surgeries?
Well, because that's why you needed a second. Well, in layman's terms, you had a second surgery.
I'm sorry. I thought Al's story, Dave's story was bad.
All right, Billy
Why-
Staples.
No, I got to find out why Al thinks spicy chicken wings make a difference between not having a bypass, having a lap band.
Well, why don't you just IM him?
No, Ron, check this out. I had a lap band,
Right.
okay, which is not a bypass, and then I lost 90 pounds, gained more of it back than I wanted to, and got pissed off when Ass Man was getting close to me in weight loss. And then I went back and had a revision done. I had my lap band turned into a full bypass. So, in layman's terms, Al, they were not two bypass surgeries. They were two stomach staplings,
Right.
which is the layman's term.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, so I mean, let's not criticize the one who has the knowledge.
Right. Now, this is Billy Staples and Al Dukes. These are our two former producers who get along a lot better than Earl and Dave do.
Right, I didn't even tell you about my broken back.
When did this happen?
Oh, at the accident. I have two broken bones in my lower back.
Mm-hmm.
With a disc.
So, Al, is there
with a
any
bottom-
place you could help him catch on at CBS? Any shows?
I don't think so. There doesn't seem to be any openings here.
It would have to be very high paying too for me to give up my the money I'm getting. So
What kind of money you get every week from the government?
I get a check every month.
How much is it for?
It's enough. You know, it's not great, but it's enough.
Is it wrong to ask somebody about their income? Is that it?
Yeah, it's just not something, you know.
What if it's
that
something
get
you
from the
don't earn?
government.
Even though all of us that are listening are paying for this right now?
Actually, it came out of my Social Security. It depends how much I put into the program.
Uh-huh.
And that's how much you... So, in other words, Ron, if this happened to you, God forbid, and you are going through my problems and had to take all the medications that I take, your income level would be a lot higher than mine, so you would be getting a lot more every month. It depends how much you put into the system.
I see. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it depends how much you put into Social Security, and that depends how much you get when you retire, or, God forbid, you become permanently disabled.
All right, hold on. We got somebody else from your past here, Billy.
Okay.
This is Ron. Ron, how you doing, buddy?
It's Rob. It's Jersey Rob, actually.
Oh, Jersey Rob.
I just wanted to apologize for knocking Billy Staple out in the big-ass night of fights and hurting his brain like that.
Yeah, nice try, Rob, but that came afterwards, and, like, if you were listening, you cannot cause lesions.
This was during
you
the
could
dig-
cause brain damage, but you didn't hit me in the back of the head.
Now, this is
You
what
hit me
happened
right
here.
in the temple.
We did the Digstown Challenge where Billy fought 10 rounds against 10 different people. Rob, do you remember where you were at in that?
Number 2.
All right, number 2. He hits Billy so hard that Billy just literally goes out, right? Mm-hmm. Billy's knocked out. Now, here we are, 45 minutes into the show with nothing, with Billy knocked out and 8 fighters that are not going to be able to fight. So I yell, The judges, I have them ring the bell, and then I yell out, the judges said that the 1 minute already went by. I start pointing at a wall and yelling at it. This is bullshit. The crowd's going crazy while I'm yelling, what happened here? Obviously, Billy was knocked out. We had to act like Billy made it so we could get him back up on his feet to get beat up 8 more times.
Yes, but the thing is, Ron, I did win every fight, and even though Rob hit me so hard that my legs were twitching, and I was like guy in a spasm like that. The best part was though when Rob's daddy had to come up and yell, "That's not fair. My son really won that fight. That's not fair. He won that fight. You took it away from him." I'm like, dude, it's a radio show.
Yeah, believe me when I tell you, I was just passing everything off to invisible judges. These judges claim that the 1 minute law, and people were pissed. They're throwing shit at a corner where no one is at. It was mass hypnotism.
Well, in honesty, Dave was like the fifth guy. Rob was like the fifth guy I fought. And because I only had Big Show after that, and then I had to beat up what's his face from Hoboken again.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Billy.
just remember, Ron.
Thanks, Rob. Billy and Al Dukes, it's great to talk to you guys again.
All winners, Ron.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a winner.
This is like talking.
Life has thrown me another, curve and whatever.
For the listeners, this is like hearing from the WWE guys from the 80s. It's like suddenly Brutus Beefcake is called in. Along with Skylo Low. All right, Al Dukes.
Okay.
All right, Billy Staples.
Good to see you, emote well at your new job.
All right.
And,
Billy's definitely trying to keep this call going.
I know he is.
All right. It's just that I really miss, the excitement of, when we used to sit next to each other.
All right, Billy. We did all that. Thank you.
Come on, you don't have spots, Ronnie.
Thank you, Al. No. But, no, I know. Take it easy. Oh, that's fucking crazy. And just think that's going to be you and Earl one day trying to get back on the show because you've already used up everything now.
Yeah.
And 3 years from now, you guys will be like,
a little more.
Don't you miss it? And I'm like, Billy always says to me, don't you miss it? I'm like, I'm still there. What's the miss? No Fez Watley today. He is, I guess, taking one of his Fez days. Apparently, someone videotaped him. And he can't seem to get over it. I guess he went to his shrink last night and that got something going or whatever. I don't know all the details. But he's taking a little day for himself, I guess, today. Because he said Earl, was the deal is he may be in?
Yeah, it's possible he might be in.
Yeah. Well, you're fun. You're fun to play off of, Earl. You've always got something. When you sat there and you listened to those guys sparring, did it make you think to yourself, I've done less for the show than anybody?
And it make me think that. I was just, those two, they just have so much history between each other. And
yeah.
And still got a lot of issues. And Billy's he's just off the rail right now.
Well, literally, when you talk to Billy Staples, do you see your own future?
I see some signs.
Scary, right?
Yes. Now, I've never had a weight problem before.
But the drinking and the haphazardly way to live is...
yeah.
And I mean, Fez and I bring it up all the time. We see some of the crazy stunts that you do, and we go, man, doesn't that remind you so much the way he's acting right now, Staples?
Oh, wow.
Or where you think something is real and it's not, and you're either A, mad, or B. Because I diffused you today. You were about to cut a program on HTG.
Yes.
You were angry with her.
Yeah, I was furious.
And I talked you out of it because it's just not true.
Well, I guess when you brought it to my attention that maybe I was the one who fucked up by passing out. All right.
No, not even before that. You don't get respect where you go, and that's what happens to the guys who don't get respect.
Yeah. I don't see why I don't get respect.
Well, you've seen it by the way that even Billy felt with you.
I give it to people. I give it, maybe being nice is my curse.
That again, there you are, not being able to see reality for what it is.
And with the holiday theme continuing, we get the producers of Ron and Fez Pass calling in. Now, is the reason Billy Staples, almost said Billy Mitchell. A lot of similarities there. Is the reason Billy Staples and Al Dukes called in to cover for one of their own looking silly by getting a haircut that looked ridiculous on air? Is that what we're seeing here? The producers of old covering for the producers of today?
Is it?
I'm asking, is that what we saw? Is that what happened here?
Well, no, I think that Billy was always trying to, have a fun little rivalry with me in some way, in a small way.
I'll be honest with you. This did not seem fun. This seemed like Billy called in to go for your jugular. Because right away he calls you out. He goes, I'm a drunk idiot who made bad things happen and told lies to cover up for it. Never to you, Ron. We have a special bond. You know I was always honest with you. But Dave, this is a bullshit story.
Al Dukes and I have a wonderful relationship. Although I did text him recently. He did not get back to me.
He's a busy man.
But he always gets back to me, so I'll give him another 24 hours. And I'm sure he will, by the way.
I would say 24 hours from when this comes out, because we know he watches every episode. He's a big fan.
Fine. 24 hours from when this comes out. And we do love you, Al. Billy, actually love Billy too. Love Billy. But, he would call in and, give the Dave man a little shit. But really, he would just give any producer shit. It really wasn't me personally. He was, he'd give Earl. He'd say Earl's horrible at what he does and Earl's terrible. He would attack any of the producers and say he was the best producer. No issues with that. In fact, I love it. I love the fact that he believed himself so much that he'd be like, you guys are horrible. You can't hold a candle to me. I'm pretty much the same way. Let's be honest. So I didn't take it personally. But yeah, it was rough. And he was accusing me of conjuring up this insane story.
Which, in Billy's defense, if anybody would be able to see through a fake story that they were telling to cover up for the fact that something stupid had happened when they were drunk, it would be Billy Staples. He fell up the stairs. Let's not forget that. He fell up the stairs.
Well,
as he's calling in now, is on disability from a DUI where he ran from the cops and wrapped his car around a telephone pole.
Well, again, with not the greatest decision maker on the planet.
No, but also that doesn't disqualify him from being one of the best producers or make him a bad person.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a bad person either.
No.
Judgment free. Okay, fine. Should I just say it?
Yeah, I think
now's the time.
I think you should.
All of these years later, I'm going to come clean. You can see I'm nervous because it was me. It was me, Eastside Dave McDonald, who shaved my head in a drunken stupor. And I don't even know why I did it, but I actually have memory of doing it. I was so hammered, and yet I didn't black out. I don't know, maybe it's a margarita thing. But I got to tell you, because shots with enough shots, I'm usually good. It's blackout time after a few hours.
Yeah.
Not this night. The margaritas were flowing. No shots. Maybe that's why. And I got to tell you, at a certain point, I took out the clippers and I literally went, ah! And I just did that to my head. My then wife at the time said, quote, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Close quote. HTG, meanwhile, looked horrified and said, "Why'd you do that?" And I had no answer. I really didn't. I go, we've been playing a lot of Rock Band and Guitar Hero on the Wii, and I don't know. I just got excited. I'm pretty drunk, and yeah, I just wanted to yell. I literally went, ah! And I did it. I screamed before I did it. I walked into the living room where those two were on the couch, and I, right in front of the television, screamed, ah! And did it myself. So then the next day, again, they were peppering me with questions. Why did you do that? What's the matter with you? Are you losing it? Do you think you're having a mental crisis? Will you be breaking down again tonight, for instance? Will there be more future meltdowns and truly psychotic incidents with you, Dave, man? Will that be occurring on a regular basis? I said, no. I said, this is a new one, even for me. I get drunk a lot, but I've never just decided to honestly freak two women out. I think that's the whole, I just wanted to have fun by freaking them out. So screaming and then hitting my head with clippers was like, I can't wait to freak them out. Like basically like, Charles Manson.
Can we go back just a little bit? So you go to sleep. You wake up the next morning.
The next morning I look in the mirror and I go, oh shit.
How long a piece is there before you remember what occurred?
Okay, so here's the thing. I thought when I woke up that they pranked me. So in other words, yeah, this is going to sound crazy. So maybe I did black out a little bit. No, because I remember doing it. I think what happened was at the time there was a blacking out, and the next morning, like immediately the morning afterward, indeed, I couldn't remember exactly what happened, and I honestly had thought they had played a prank on me. I did. And I think I even went to Ron and Fez thinking that the whole time and put the baseball cap on my head. And then I think I got home and I'm like, that was really fucked up that you guys did that. And my then wife was like, you did it. And when she said it, the memory definitely came back. The memory flooded back when she said you did it. So it was like even a revelation for me.
Oh, no.
So that's also why I stayed in character for the first 3/4 of this show, was because the next, for about the following 12 to 18 hours, I legitimately thought that had happened to me. That Casey and HTG had seen me on the couch, passed out, and done the Clipper thing. Because I did, in fact, pass out.
So you're probably seething by the time you get home, the more you think about it.
I was furious, and I'm like, I can't believe you guys did that. Like, what should I do? Should I just shave my head? And then she's like, wait, what do you mean you're furious at who? I'm like, you guys. I'm like, I passed out, but as you pointed out, as Ron pointed out, I go, it's my couch, it's my house, it's my apartment. I'm the one paying money. I'm the one paying rent. And she goes, you did it.
Oh,
you fucking psycho.
It's like Memento.
Yeah. I go, I did not.
Bum, bum,
oh,
bum,
boy.
bum.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I did. Okay. Well, hey, I mean, I'm sorry. Hey, that was a crazy night last night, huh? That was nuts. That was a lot of fun, huh? Yeah. So that's the order of events, is that I initially thought I had been pranked. But by the time I went to Ron and Fez, the second day, I sort of knew that it was me. What I decided to do is, like any good method actor, say, screw it. And you know what? I wasn't 100% that it was me. Because things were so foggy due to the margarita overdose.
Was there tequila involved? Because tequila does have a way to unlock your memories like a video game. So like as you start to hear things, they start to come back to you.
Yeah, well, margaritas have tequila in them, Robert. I was drinking margaritas.
Some people do rum. That's why I was curious.
Rum for margaritas?
I don't know. I'm not a big drinker.
Yeah, no. What? Tequila for margaritas. Jesus. Anyway.
I'm not a big mix anything into my drinks drinker. Like I kind of just like to do the purpose. Like, oh, let's do
but
whiskey.
Margarita, there's a goal there. There is a purpose with a margarita. Anyway, so yeah, so that second day, I sort of like I 90% felt like, okay, it probably was me. There was 10% who thought, you know what? I don't know. Maybe they're still screwing with me. So I just decided to take the angle of it was them, not me. Since I had that 10%, I had the 10% of, you know what? I'm not 100% convinced that they didn't screw with me. And since the margaritas provided the necessary blackout that would forge a mystery, then that's what we had. Is a goddamn haircut mystery madness.
Billy's call really iced the cake. That your story was
listen, give Billy
completely garbage, but
like a drunken Sherlock Holmes. I have to give Billy Staples tremendous credit. He figured it out. He should be in the goddamn Rian Johnson movies because that was extremely well done by Billy. He was right. He was right.
There was one other big kind of clue for me, which is Casey reached out to the show, your then wife, and yelled at you for calling her a Nazi with her being Jewish when you made the Hitler metaphor. She was
half Jewish, half Irish,
but then
half Catholic.
But then she also pointed out that, yes, she was at fault. And that was the moment for me that the red flags went off. And I was like, nope, if everybody's getting on board with this story, there's no dissenters. There's a lie here. Like, if anything, all three of you were big fans of the Ron and Fez show. I would say maybe you and HTG more, but all of you knew the dynamic that if there was some kind of controversy here and one person said that this wasn't the official story, it would be best for radio.
I'm just letting you know that no one had any ideas of radio in any of this madness. This was the actions of a goddamn drunken lunatic who decided to scream at two polite, nice, innocent women and then shave his head like a maniac. That's all. And then the next day, regretting that a giant chunk of, hair was missing from his head and not completely understanding what happened, then being humiliated by it and deciding to lie and cover it up.
Oh,
there was there was no thought of entertainment, but what ends up happening is something kind of entertaining because with me now trying to cover it up simply out of humiliation, it turns into a murder mystery.
Oh, no, I agree with you 100%. What I'm trying to get at is the fact that both the other two people were treating it kind of like the Wicked cast has been in interviews where like they went through some kind of traumatic experience. They're not being fun or joking. We're not getting anybody calling in to talk about how drunk you were or that, Dave, you wouldn't believe Dave was doing this. For me, it was like, oh, there's something going on here that everybody was nice about it almost.
Someone just dryly saying, I do claim I was at fault for what happened here.
Yeah. It's not the typical.
It's too official sounding rather than being a conversational. I understand what you're saying.
Absolutely. And then what we witness next is why I call this the botched opportunity. Has nothing to do with the women. It has to do with Al Dukes calling in to talk to Billy Staples. And we watch these two parry back and forth like fencers, Olympic gold medalists. Like it's beautiful artwork between these two of how they bicker with each other. It's some of the sharpest, some of the fastest radio back and forth. And as a fan of yours, as a fan of all areas of the Ron and Fez show, I couldn't sit there but go, this was the missed opportunity. This was the missed threesome. Like, if you think about the dynamic you had while you were a producer, right? You had Earl, who was kind of the formal guy in charge. You had yourself, and then you had Chris Pepper as the intern, who was a little bit crazier. You kind of played that middleman. If you could take Earl and replace him with Al Dukes, who was the straighter edge guy, but hilarious, had good timing playing the straight guy, knew how to do it. You kind of play the middleman. You float between being on Al Dukes' side because he's more the top, a little more straight, and then between that and Billy Staples, who's getting drunk, blowing up gigs in Orange Bank, New Jersey. I think the three
Red
Bank. Sorry, I was looking.
He was the orange ball of failure in Red Bank.
You know what? Got me confused. And that's why I'm not on my big three.
But let me just say, I get your point. I'm happy that you are talking about this being a botched threesome as far as being producers together.
Yeah, what did you think I meant?
Seriously was thinking you were talking about us having sex. That's why my
You and Al
face
Dukes?
was rather confused with how you approached it when you said this was the missed threesome. With you, Al, and Billy, I'm thinking this is the most disgusting human centipede of all time. And the human centipede is already revolting. And now you have the Dave, Al, Billy, absolutely abhorrent human centipede. I mean, we're talking about one of the most nightmarish visuals anyone could ever get. But you're not talking about us having a finger cuffs sexual liaison, us three working together on the Ron and Fez show.
I mean, with chemistry that great, I can't tell you it wouldn't devolve into a human centipede finger cuffs type situation.
The botched threesome is me, Al, and Billy being on the same staff of the Ron and Fez show.
I got to be honest. Hearing you fire on all cylinders, and in Billy's defense, at this point, he was dealing with some lesions on the brain. He wasn't.
Well, let me talk about it now. So we got Al Dukes, we got me, and we got Billy.
Yeah,
I think Al and I would be great together. Would Billy and I be great together? I don't know.
Ooh.
You don't get me wrong. I love Billy. Absolutely. And I am someone who likes to think I can play with anybody because, quite frankly, you've seen me play with anyone.
I thought you were going to end that sentence with, quite frankly, you. Instead of you've seen me, like, I can work with anybody. Quite frankly, I work with you. You fucking loser.
I mean, I can work Robert Camburo, for instance. Okay, you guys all hate him for good reason. I mean, sometimes I got it going on, and then he wants to interrupt. Now's not one of those times, but because I have nothing to say. No, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Billy, Al. Look, of course, that would be great. I know me and Al Dukes would be fantastic together. Billy, sure. I could work with Billy. I think we would do some fun things together. Yeah, why not?
I honestly think the reason why you and Billy would work well together is the unifying force is you both love the Ron and Fez show more than anything else. Like, you both were two guys who was willing to put that first, and yourselves, your personal pride, whatever it be, second. And Al Dukes falls in that category as well, even though he pretends not to be that guy. Like, he pretends to be the guy who doesn't care, but he's very good at actually showing the way he cares. And I think the dynamic would be great. I think you and Billy getting annoyed with Al's formalness and starting to push his buttons together. I mean, few things in radio were funnier than when Al got his check wiped by Billy.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Would I find Al funny? And thus, I wouldn't be necessarily having that classic rivalry that I would have with Earl, who drove me genuinely insane. And thus, I made it my personal mission to also drive him insane. See, I always had revenge of Earl on my mind at all times on the Ron and Fez show. I don't care if I'm doing board gossip, Guy Garrison, just talking to Ronnie B about the Velvet Underground, talking to Fez about Batman, whatever. I don't care. Somewhere on that brain is must get revenge with Earl Douglas, must screw with Earl Douglas. And that's because he would drive me nuts all the time, whereas Al, I found to be funny.
Absolutely.
So that's something to take in under consideration. That's all I'm saying.
No, that's a very good point. And we even actually hear in this episode at one point, Ron goes, yeah, you got to bring it back to Earl, don't you? You got to bring it back to your rivalry with Earl, Dave. So it's kind of fitting.
No, it wasn't like I was forcing it. It was that he would anger me because if I was already, vulnerable or getting thrown under the bus and fucking Earl chimes in, oh no, that legitimately set me off. Like, that made me crazy. And I would turn my head to the right because I'm by the computer. I turn my head to the right where Earl is behind the glass. And I just see him with that little, always, this is his thing. He always got a pen like this. And then I would see him smirk at me too. He would hold a pen in his mouth like a cigar, like he's, Fidel Castro or something. And this is him behind the glass thinking I don't see, Ron, Fez are grilling me. I look over to my right and here's what Earl looks like. Yeah. Yeah. Like a black Hunter S. Thompson.
Oh, yeah. Jesus.
Yeah. You're in trouble now. Yeah. So he's smiling, taunting me with that grin of his. No. Yeah. I'm going to lose it every single time. So I wasn't trying to bring it back, but I mean, he's provoking me.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, in Billy's defense, here he is. He says he is suffering from lesions,
and he still provoked me from time to time. I mean, he hasn't done it in a long time. But remember, a year ago, there was he put me on the Shizer list. But I never got like an understanding of why. He didn't say in the video why. That's all I wanted was why.
It's good to see Earl stayed consistent after all these years. Still no payoff to his bit.
Yeah, well, you can't put someone on the Shizer list for no reason. So you got to give me why. That perturbed me because then that was more of Earl just stealing the bit. If he was going to do the bit, then you got to do the bit properly and just say why. Why am I on the Shizer list? Then I'll take it. Then we'll have a Shizer list battle. But he didn't do that. You got to do if you're going to take someone's bit, you got to satirize it properly.
Yeah, exactly. Or have a reason for it, something.
Well, parody only works if you're parodying the thing properly. If you're going to make a Sports Center parody, you're not going to base it on a show on Fox News. You need to parody Sports Center. So if you're doing your own Shizer list, do the Shizer list format, which is you got to tell the people, you got to set out your case and present the evidence of why this person deserves to be put on the hallowed Shizer list. You can't just rinky-dink Shizer list. That's like shooting someone in the head. It's a last measure. It's the last course of action, not the first.
There's no turning back.
Exactly. You get put on the Shizer list, that's like the three villains in Superman with that little, thing of glass, that little square that they shot into outer space. And they're all, That's what the Shizer list is. So if you're going to do it, just do it the right way and then we could play ball. But I guess he gave up on it. I guess my reaction was too angry for him.
Well, I look forward to getting that metaphor
By the way,
movie Superman.
After I reacted, I guess I was too intense because he never did it again.
Well, Earl does not like confrontation. He may have
but if you're
out.
Gonna do,
He may
if you're gonna steal the Dave Man's bit, right? And you're going to do it, and then you're going to put him on it, and you're going to say, the Shizer list, in case anyone doesn't understand, is from the Davey Mac Sports program, then Eastside Dave Show, and then Davey Mac Sports program. And so the point is, we put people on the Shizer list who deserve it. These are bad people, awful at what they do. For instance, Brian Cashman, the New York Yankees general manager, has found himself on the Shizer list many, many times for being a terrible failure at his job. Okay, he lets superstar free agents like Juan Soto escape, and he can't get premier superstar free agents to the Yankees via free agency. It's a major failing of Brian Cashman. He's going by statistics and Moneyball theory rather than just seeing what's in front of him. Get good baseball players who hit 300. For those reasons, Brian Cashman is on the Shizer list.
Shizer, you're the one that we despiser.
See, I just gave you an impromptu Shizer list entry. That's how you do it. Earl's thing was, Dave's on the Shizer list because he's an asshole. Or he didn't even give reasons.
I don't think he did.
He's like, Dave, I'm putting you on the Shizer list.
Ho, ho, ho.
I know.
I got to pick up these papers, then I put them on down.
Anyway,
no, I get it completely, and I feel that level of anger. But I did think it was cool how when one of the producers kind of had his back against the wall, the others called in to take some of the fire off of him. GVAC at one point does ask Dave and Earl if this is what it feels like to have a funny rivalry on the radio, and kind of got at that a little bit, but that's not on you. What made the Al and Billy thing funny was Al Dukes and the way he responded, not just Earl either fainting or choking. You know what I mean? Like, that's where it lacked. That's not on you at all.
Yeah, I mean, Earl and my rivalry is the best. Sorry. It's better than Billy and Al. I know GVAC, but GVAC's no longer with us. God rest his soul. But yours was Earl and I was Magic and Bird, and everyone knows it. You can't replicate that.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
It was a real rivalry. It was a Ohio State planting the flag after they win at Michigan.
That's rivalry. The thing that people don't understand. This is a real rivalry where we were trying, or at least I was trying to constantly sabotage and destroy him, undermine him at all costs. And then Earl would try to get his acts of revenge in his Earl way.
Exactly.
You know, everyone would get tickets to the Guns N' Roses at the theater. So, Dave can't go. You know, Dave can't go for the special GNR at Sirius XM event. I mean, yeah, he's only been saying it on Ron and Fez and O&A that he's the biggest Guns N' Roses fan on the planet, but I can't get him in. But Ron, I got you and plus 65.
As long as one of those 65 is not Dave, to be clear.
Well, it can't be Dave. Can't be Dave. Dave can't be Dave.
I get it.
So he would try. Yeah, I mean, our rivalry was legit. That's what makes it the best.
I feel like the Billy and Al wasn't so much a rivalry. It was two guys who like to annoy each other, but at the end of the day, we're kind of friends. Like you can even hear it slips at one point in the episode. Billy says something like, "Aren't you still dating so-and-so?" Or "Isn't your testosterone down?" And like, clearly these guys are still having conversations off the air.
Yes. There you go.
It's a loving thing. And it's part of why I love Ron and Fez. You don't know what's real, what isn't. And as we learned today, sometimes, what is this, 25 years after the incident, 20 years after the incident, you find out it was just Dave being too drunk all along.
The truth comes out in the most shocking, confessional, revelatory Tales from the Satellite episode of all time. It was me. Billy was right. I committed the murder. I was the one who killed my own hair on my head. I murdered several dozen beautiful orange little hairs on my head. I made them disappear like the Gestapo, never to be heard from again. Well, actually, that's not true. They grew back, see?
And I was going to say, before we give our plugs, how did you recover? Did you shave everything? What was the play?
Yeah, I did. I just did a buzz cut.
Gotcha.
A week into the buzz cut, my hair was totally fine.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured.
Yeah. But it was an embarrassing couple days, and I kept that Yankee hat in the backpack for the subway rides. For I decided, screw it, I'll just be the weird-headed guy these next few days on the Ron and Fez show. Hopefully, we don't have any good guests.
Yeah.
And then for the ride home, I will take my Yankee hat out of my book bag.
And how long till things were normal at home again?
Let's see. Never would be.
Fair.
No, I don't know. That's a joke. Yeah, things were fine. Things were fine. This was nothing. This is very mild. On. I mean, this is kids' games. This is parlor tricks. This is nothing.
Well, I'm glad you made it through this nasty haircut experience. Unfortunately, we've learned this is far from the nastiest of all the haircut experiences you've had. And if you guys want to hear that, make sure you check out the Modern Day Man Show, starring Eastside Dave and Aaron Berg, produced by, as Dave put it, my fucked up mind earlier. And I think that's a pretty accurate description of it.
Robert Tamburo, yes, absolutely. Please make sure you are watching, listening, and sharing Modern Day Man. The YouTube is at Modern Day Man Show. And that's also the Instagram. And then you can listen to the audio only iTunes and Spotify. Davey Mac Sports Program, getting big ratings lately, more views, more everything. Again, share it. Share. Let's be sharing everything. every last little episode of all of these shows because it's making a difference. Thank you.
Absolutely. And like Dave said, make sure you check out all that stuff. Everything's growing. We're putting more effort into it. And I think we're seeing some good results. If you want to see me do stand-up comedy the 12th and 13th, I will be in Altoona, Pennsylvania, opening for Earl David Reed. The following weekend, I'll be at Dead Crow Comedy in Wilmington, North Carolina, opening for Aaron Berg. That Sunday, I'm in Charleston on my own show. So please come out to that one so I don't have to eat a bullet in Charleston, South Carolina. And like Dave said, check out the Modern Day Man Show. It is on all the podcast platforms, but honestly, I think we treat this a little closer to a TV show with all the graphics and stuff. So the best way to experience it is live on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into like some of the, there's an element of, remember folks, the show Wonder Chosen? I see elements of Wonder Chosen. I see elements of Mr. Show. I see elements of Monty Python combined with old school radio like Ron and Fez. We're doing something unique. We're just mashing up and blending all of our favorites, and it's a lot of favorites. But what happens is it makes a very unique and original soup that is phenomenal. And it's the Modern Day Man Show. So go check it out. DMSP, and of course this show. And go check out all the shows and all the videos on Eastside Dave TV on YouTube.
Thanks, guys. Good evening, radio fans.
See ya.
Hey, Christmas is coming up, Fezzy, my favorite time of year. You know why?
Oh, why is that? The shopping? The gifts?
No, not shopping or gifts. The main thing about Christmas for me, yeah, it's time for another filthy XXX Christmas with their sick.
Oh, man. What do you mean the results came back? Oh, Maria. This ain't what I expected. Oh shit, I'm a dad. Oh shit, I'm a dad. Oh shit, I'm a dad. 'Cause the stick turned blue and that is bad. Oh shit, I'm a dad. Oh shit, I'm a dad.
What are you doing, man? Put that back on.
Get rid of that.
And that is bad. I kind of wish that you would have blew me. I mean, my God, you hardly knew me. And now I bet you're gonna sue me and get me for child support. Oh shit, I'm a dad. Oh shit, I'm a dad. Oh shit, I'm a dad. I'm out of here. Gonna grab a cab.
All right, there you have it, Fezzy. Another XXX filthy Christmas.
I can't believe we're going to start playing this CD again from Airstick.